So the channel is live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Adventure on So Many Levels. We're going to play some Dungeons and Dragons.
Huzzah!
Yay!
Hey.
I am Christiana Ellis. I am the Dungeon Master. Our players tonight, Nobilis as Cuspid,
Hi there! Remember to floss.
David Archambault as Kneecap,
What happened?
Jason Banks as Radius,
A respawn point?
Millie Katie as Korakoid,
Greetings.
Turn bedroom whistle.
Lee Burdett as Malleus,
I see much potential in this.
I think we all do.
and Paul Weimer as Tarsus.
Designation Tarsus, location, multiversal mismatch, determining further analysis.
So, indeed, this is the third session of our campaign of Planescape, the Turn of Fortune's Wheel. And our amnesiac adventurers escaped from the mortuary basement, but then found themselves in the very strange city of Sigil, also known as the City of Doors, also known as the Cage. And determined to try to figure out what was going on with the fact that they woke up on mortuary slabs and all, and not having many of their memories, they decided they did need some help. So they hired a tout, which is sort of a local guide named Parisa, who is a barrior, who is basically like a centaur, only the lower half is goat rather than horse.
Mhm.
And I'm glancing at my dog to see if I need to tell him to stop doing something. He's okay for the moment. So Parisa helped you find a nice tavern where you could stay the night and get a meal, and then helped you arrange to find a paying job. Now, this job to clear out a gang of ettercaps from a disused building didn't go as well as you might have hoped. You did succeed in getting rid of them and their Darkweaver boss. But unfortunately, one of your own, Kneecap, the gnome barbarian, fell and lays now dead at your feet. However, out of a wardrobe in that same room has just tumbled out another Kneecap? Let's have everybody briefly revisit your physical description, and we'll finish up with new Kneecap.
Okay, I'll go first. Tarsus is a warforged, which means he's made out of wood and metal. He's about 5'7" tall. He's carrying a bow and a short sword, and he appears to be lightly built, and he has one burning green eye and one burning blue eye. And both those eyes are focused on the new arrival of the new Kneecap with suspicion and curiosity. He is a ranger class for those who are not clear.
Radius.
Oh, you go ahead. Cuspid is a manic pixie nightmare girl. She is pink. She is a pink tiefling who is dedicated to the tooth fairy. She carries around an embroidered ritual pillow for putting teeth under. They're not always her own. In fact, these days, very rarely her own teeth.
Mhm.
Gotta make money somehow.
um, Malleus is a kobold artificer. He's dressed in what he thinks of as armor, which is really just like safety gear for the lab. And he's short little green guy, but he's got lots and lots of gold spikes on his head and on his tail, along his back, and they are his pride and joy.
His bling.
Yes.
Radius is a reborn. Radius was something that was supposed to have died, but didn't. And then somehow, from the looks of it, died again, but came back as a reborn. Somehow we'll figure this out. But if that confuses you, if you see his face, it is the same as he stares at the new, not new kneecap.
Torquoise is a ASMR bard. She has flaming red hair, solid amethyst eyes. Her primary instruments are bagpipe and drum, but she can do a bit of a lot of things because, well, bard. And she's pretty exhausted right now since she's also the party healer. Figure she's kind of sat down and with a like concern over the comrade that's fallen and confusion over the replacement comrade.
And Kneecap is known barbarian, 2'11", but usually is hunched, so he looks a little shorter. Has bright orange hair, blue eyes, grayish pale skin, and the old Kneecap had a clear face. This Kneecap has tattoos that are almost like scribblings of a kid on a, just filling in the entire page with color. And there's bunches of different colors, just like, just a riot with no seeming pattern. Had potentially disturbing if if you see him in in odd light, but otherwise, what happened?
So, as far as that, what happened? You, after emerging from the mortuary basement, you all experienced a strange sensation of almost feeling like reality was fracturing, and you saw like many different possibilities and different versions of yourselves, but you weren't sure exactly what had happened. You thought at first that a nearby cranium rat might have actually done it. You have since learned that from Parisa that generally cranium rats don't do that sort of thing. And you also now, having discovered a new version of your fallen comrade, feel a brief return of that sensation before things settle down again. It feels related.
Kneecap is going to go over to his other body, poke, prod it, look through it. The all the gear, other than the change that we discussed, all the gear that would be the same, right?
Mm-hmm. So basically, you have shown up with all of your starting gear. All of the stuff that old Kneecap was carrying is still there. They died. Their body is there with all of their stuff. You have your own new stuff.
I have copies of it. Okay.
Well, you have whatever would be the starting gear for this version of Kneecap.
Yeah.
Okay,
there's
so what
some
we have
personal-
to do is go get something really valuable, give it to one of us, and then kill them over and over.
But there's no guarantee that the new one would have that valuable thing.
Oh,
Correct.
that,
They may have taken a different path.
That is,
Yeah.
well, I mean, it's worth a try.
Negative.
Also,
Kneecap
you
will-
never know. You never know if the version that you're going to get is going to be as nice as the one that you have now.
Nice. Nice. Nice is nice. But
An alternate version of me may be
this just gets more
Hospital.
results.
hostile to the party. Do not
Yeah, that's
recommend
what I meant.
termination.
Well, but there's 4 of us.
Still not a good idea, I think.
Okay, just throwing it out there.
We'll put a pin in it, okay?
I mean, the hard part of that plan is getting something really valuable. I'll admit that is a that is like something of a step 1 with lots of steps that come before it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
we also don't
But-
know. We also don't know if that can happen a lot.
Spit. Fires.
I mean, because how are we going to implement this in a ethical way?
Nothing. I don't think there's
Uh,
anything ethical
what?
about that.
Okay.
I mean, or who are we going to?
I mean, I rip the teeth out of corpses and sacrifice them to my god. Ethics for me, survival usually trumps that.
Well,
But hey, speaking of valuable things,
Spit. Pliers?
pliers. Oh, you want my pliers? Oh yeah. Oh, here. Why do you want my pliers?
If you offer them, he takes them and
No,
goes.
no. These
No,
are my
he's-
These are my ritual pliers.
He.
A sacred object of my religion. I'm not just gonna hand them over.
Gonna go to turn to Malleus and kind of let you see. Pliers?
Don't think I have any on me right this second. Let me check. Hold on.
I mean,
I'll pull
I'm-
out the crowbar and hand it to him. This is all I got, bud. I'm sorry.
It's probably as long as him.
Well, I mean, it's for a cobalt size person.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
You see him go and at the mouth of the body and just start trying to.
Oh well, why didn't you say so?
He.
Here and hand over the pair of gleaming stainless dentist quality pliers out of Cuspid's thieves tools.
+1 pliers.
Yes.
And then Kneecap will proceed to probably pretty in a way that's probably pretty disturbing to everyone and a little disturbing to me as a player, but remove
And
the teeth from
Cuspid
the
is
dead body.
standing over this with her arms crossed. It's like, no, your technique. Oh, well, like, that's that you see, not so good if they're broken. All right, you know what? Like here, just let me.
He'll
And
he'll let her in, but insists on holding the head.
okay, there, okay, and we pull a few teeth from Kneecap's previous body and pocket them in my tooth pouch.
So you are all still on the second floor of this building that perhaps the second floor might have been an apartment above what could maybe be used as a bakery if it had not most recently been occupied by giant horrible nightmare spiders. But there are webs here and there and piles of bones and rags and so on. And the only light at present is the light spells which you have cast on yourself. But you do at this point hear from outside, "Oi, you all right in there?"
Affirmative.
For certain versions of all right, yes, one now that the grisly task is complete, Cuspid will march proudly out of the
I hold
building.
up a hand before customers. Query: should we request additional money given nature of danger?
Oh,
Oh, hell yes.
I mean, well, right, go ahead. I mean, I've got my reward right here, and she pats her pouch.
Understood.
Mm.
Kneecap will hand the crowbar back to Malleus and say, "Thanks, pretty horns." And then turn around. Hurry off.
And you'll see Malleus kind of, if he wasn't dark green, he would definitely be blushing, but he'll
Aw.
kind of shine
Aw.
one of the horns and say thank you. I put a lot of work into keeping them this shiny.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, we're gonna go marching out, I guess, at this point.
Are you leaving the body?
Kneecap is going
No.
to pick up his own body and
I
take
guess.
it.
All
I'm
right.
not quite
I
sure what
mean,
to do with it.
evidently those dust people pay for them, so there's that.
Um,
I mean,
don't.
it's a
I-
bit of a hike over to the mortuary from here, but maybe we can find a shortcut.
I would say wrap it up. I would say wrap it up in some sort of blanket first, because I don't know if we want to be around for the reaction of him giving them his body.
You don't do it face to face. You just stick it in the chute and hit the button.
Well, no, you have to, like, there's a guy that gives you the coins.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The
Ah.
also, Kneecap, do you want your alternate self's things?
Yeah, Kneecap basically went through just to make sure that he had everything that he's supposed to have, and if it wasn't on his new self, he took it off his old self.
Okay.
do I take the 2 gold that I
I mean, if you had 2 gold in your pocket before, it would still be in their pocket.
so
Yep.
I now have 4 gold.
Yeah.
I'm
So
also going to suggest that we like search around to see if like the other the giant weaver thing left anything behind.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Greyhawk the room. I don't know where I got that term from.
You find you can do a cursory search of the room, and it seems that the Dark Weaver is not a terribly materialistic giant nightmare spider.
Yeah, but depending on what it's picked up from victims.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it has left much of any value.
Okay.
It probably carried a lot, carried what it wanted on it
Its
and
person.
left with it.
Yeah, you did allow it to leave, and so it may be that
Yeah.
if it had anything valuable, it took it with it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm okay with it leaving.
But so if you make your way out, Parisa is out there and just saying, "Well, that sounds like it did." Whoa.
We're confused too.
You a twin that I just didn't notice the other one before.
No, strange.
No, we were in a big fight, and Kneecap here got taken out pretty heavily duty, and then Kneecap showed up.
That's not
Weird.
usually how that works.
We agree.
Affirmative.
Then
This is-
again, we also
reality has been a
already
little
unusual.
Hmm.
weird. Reality's been a little weird for us lately. So, I mean, it's a sort of kind of immortality.
All right. Well, I guess. Wait. You know what? Way to find the silver lining.
Yeah. So
Everyone different.
Yeah. It's
Horns different color. on silver before.
Yeah.
Something weird is going on. We all agree to
Yeah.
that.
Ah,
So we're hoping that
Alright.
we can at some point get uh, get to the
Answers.
root of all this. But yeah, for the time being,
right. Well, I saw that horrible thing come scuttling out and go down the storm sewer. So, am I right in assuming that you've cleared the building?
yep,
Yes,
all clear.
and that thing was not in the job description, so we may
I'll say it didn't look like an Ettercap to me.
yeah, definitely not an Ettercap. There were a couple of them, but definitely not. That
You-
was definitely not in the
Yeah, you see her kind of like get an idea and then glance over at Kneecap and just say, you know, if you're thinking you might want to ask for more money, showing them that one of your own died in the attempt might just be persuasive.
yeah.
You would probably like not want to share the part about how you can you can
Came back.
like pop
Or-
back right back in or whatever though.
Yeah.
Affirmative.
Hide? Show body?
Well, yeah, that's what I was thinking. If it's not, I mean, it's just a thought. You know, it's obviously.
Kneecap, you remain outside office. We will bring in body. We will gain additional monies to share with you.
Carry on back?
Yes, and
Oh,
and, and Tarsus will
Oh.
take the body of Kneecap 1. Do I have a strength for this? Oh, I'm 14. I'm fine.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Mally says
I-
14
and-
too.
Yeah, Kneecap will wrap his other body up in the other body's basically bedroll.
Yep.
So, yeah, and I mean he's only 40 pounds.
No, okay, yeah.
So yeah.
So I think if you, if you head back to the office building where you had met your gnome employer,
Mhm.
you know, you can be shown right in and
Yep.
just say, excellent, you've returned. I trust you're successful.
Successful, but we have a slight problem. There was something there that you didn't tell us about. You might not have known, but it wasn't as
It was a great big
Eas-
giant demon spider thing.
Well, I mean, Ettercaps are pretty big and they're like spidery.
No.
no.
Negative. And I will present Kneecap 1's body.
Oh
Wanna
my!
follow on?
Oh goodness! I am so, I am terribly sorry that happened. Did you get rid of it though?
Yes.
Okay,
Affirmative.
well, my goodness. I think it's only fair, of course, that I promise you all 25 gold apiece, and obviously, I think it's fair that I provide you with their share as well, even though they didn't make it. So that would be 150 gold.
We require more. Given the dangers we face that were not described to us, we require more.
And we will have to find another to bolster our ranks.
Affirmative.
Well, that's not really my business, but are you trying to make like a persuasion or intimidation
Yeah.
check?
Yes, that's
Yes.
exactly
Well,
what Tarsus
whoever
is
would
trying
like
do.
to make the roll should give me the pitch, because I don't know if the
Um,
intent was for Tarsus to make that roll.
No. No, I
Probably
can
the bard. The bard
step
should do
in
it.
for this.
Sure.
Yeah.
Um.
Go ahead, go get him, face.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because I've
Look.
got a face only a mother could love.
No, I'm damn pretty. So
No, I'm the
No,
face of
I'm
the
the
mother.
other. Remember,
Me.
I'm an undead and he's a robot.
yeah. So look, we definitely appreciate the full payment package that you agreed upon, but given the extra difficulty with having a sort of demon spider in the ranks, that definitely increases the um, difficulty of the job. And it would behoove you to not be perceived as someone who would cheapen out um on their obligations. It would definitely, I know this is going more intimidation, but
I mean, tell me which one you want to roll.
There's only a +1 difference between the two. You definitely wouldn't want it to be known that you weren't a good employer who took care of the people that they hired. And I'll go with a intimidation check.
Sure. Go ahead and roll with advantage, because the presence of Kneecap's dead body is certainly an effective visual aid.
All right, second. Okay, so intimidation.
17. That's pretty good.
Oh, 17 on both.
All right, yes.
So,
well, there you go, 17. So he just says, well, of course, I mean, after all, I'm a honest businessman. I'm not here to cheat anybody, and obviously you suffered losses in doing working for me. So how about this? I can offer you double the original payment. Is that satisfactory?
Affirmative.
So that would be, of course, double share for your fallen comrade as well. So that would be 300 gold total.
I think that would be acceptable and maintain your good reputation in the community.
Yes. So I do hope that, like, I mean, I know you adventurers, talk and so on, and so I certainly wouldn't want to be like blacklisted or anything like that.
Yeah.
And after all, I mean, I didn't know. I only saw the intercaps, so I wasn't trying to trick you or anything.
Yeah, understood. But maybe perhaps in the future, if you're trying to reclaim properties like this, you may want to get a little bit more information before you um
So this is a sincere question. I am not trying to like talk back
Mhm.
or anything like this. How do I do that? I thought that hiring adventurers is the way I do that.
Well, you could or if nothing else, when you make the hiring um interview, state that this is what you saw. You did not see the entire building, so there could be more. And say that if it does end up being more difficult, then you'd be willing to help compensate for additional trouble. That would go a long way to giving you an outstanding reputation.
You know what? Listen. This is something where I have to admit my first reaction is that isn't that what adventurers sign on for, is the unknown and that sort of thing. But you've made a solid point. I will consider your advice and think over it carefully, because after all, I do not want a bad reputation. And of course, once I get my bakery back up and running, I hope you'll come by for free scones.
Oh, excellent, thank you.
Can't beat
We
gnome
certainly will.
scones.
Thank you.
I really
did we get a name for this person?
It is Everett Pennywhistle.
I would love it if, as we go through this campaign, your business savvy for him has paid off, so we become like he keeps coming to you for advice.
Hey, if that's the way that things go, it's the way
Mhm.
things go. Not impossible.
All right, so I think you come back out, and Parisa is there, and she's just saying, "Wow, 300 gold for a morning's work's not bad."
Not at all. So,
I take it you were listening.
Well,
of
listen,
course.
listen. I ask you this question: do you think that if I were not listening, that would be better for you?
Oh no, I'm pleased.
I'm doing my job then, aren't I?
Yeah.
Yes.
So let's go have a nice lunch.
All right then. Well, we have lots of options. We're, of course, close to the Gatehouse Night Market. There's a few places we could go there, but it sounds like you all got gold in your pocket. We maybe head to the slightly nicer part of town. What do you say?
Sounds like a good idea to me.
Yeah.
Affirmative.
Not looking to use everything, but a little indulgence is never bad.
Hmm. All right. Now, what do you think? Are you interested in walking, which is fine, or you could hire a sedan chair now that you've got some coin in your pocket?
Uh, let's walk.
That's
Walk.
fine. That's
Yeah,
fine.
walking's fine. Walking's fine.
The sedan chair. Now, just for future reference, sedan chairs are not terribly expensive. They're typically only about a silver piece per passenger, but walking is just suits me just fine. I feel like you get to know the city better that way.
Exactly. And we are certainly new to this place.
Mm-hmm.
And Cuspid definitely has her head on a swivel, making note of this kind of thing to kind of activate her urchin power of city travel.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Oh yeah, and so I think you are already like you don't just I think you don't necessarily know where things are, but what
Mhm.
you are spotting are all of the little nooks and crannies and alleys and ways that
Like,
would just oh, I could go through there and cut down through this block and get up on the other side a little faster than
Mhm,
just walking
mhm.
along the street. So
or,
you're
or
already
or that avenue is going to have a lot of traffic on it. Let's go under
Mhm.
it or over it or something like that.
Yeah. All right. Well, now we're not too far away from uh, the grease pit, which is street food for the most part, but there's a wide variety, and a lot of it's pretty good, despite being from carts and the like, and it being in a big area. The grease pit's just what they call the place because of the big grease pit that's there.
That's a good reason to name a place a grease pit.
It isn't. It is. So that's a place we could go. I will say, since it came up yesterday, the gastronome um,
Mhm.
might still be a little pricey. We're talking like hundreds of gold, like per person there. So I think
Yeah, that's
maybe
a
that's
little.
something you put away some coins in your piggy bank for another day.
Affirmative.
But the Grease Pit's going to have some good food, and of course we could find some other more like like normal person nice restaurants.
Mhm.
Grease pit.
Grease Pit sounds like it
Let's head to the grease pit.
might
Yes.
be an adventure in and of itself.
Sure thing. So let's see. Let me find the.
I am still learning how to metabolize food and drink. I am not certain if they are required, but there appears to be pleasure to be derived from it.
Well, knock yourself out.
No, don't literally do that.
No, I'm not quite sure I could that easily. I'm not going to. Torsten's not going to try. He's too sober-headed.
Yeah. I just realized that the artwork that I gave you for the night market is actually supposed to be for the grease pit. So I'm going to go ahead and put that
Okay.
hand up back up on screen. But where the sigil night market is what I labeled it. But
Ah.
that's
Oh, okay.
um,
It did seem rather food focused.
it did because it was.
Yeah, I didn't even notice. I didn't realize that.
Yeah. So as she's guiding you through parts of the city that it's still, you we're in part of like the less reputable, less well-off part of town, and you're not necessarily in the fancier part of town now, but you're certainly making your way in that direction. And certainly by the time you reach the grease pit, you're seeing some of the big landmarks of the nicer part of town on the horizon. In fact, there is the Hall of Records, which I'm going to give you a handout for, which has some gleaming towers. You can see that kind of up in the distance on the horizon, partly because of the tourist nature of this city, is that you see landscape, up above on the horizon rather than having it disappear onto the horizon. And then there's the Hall of Speakers as well, which I'm sharing with you now. You can see these enormous buildings curving up on the city ahead of you.
Do we pass by
wow.
the bottle and jug on our way to the grease pit?
I would imagine you passed by close there. So is that a place you would be?
I'm just
Because I'm sure that Parisa is rattling off various
Yeah.
details about where you pass, and would probably at a certain point mention, over in that direction is the bottle and jug. Now that's where, like if you're ever in the mood for like getting a drink somewhere where there's guaranteed to be a bar fight, the bottle and jug's your place. Now, in fact, it's not just bar fights there. They've actually got a portal to a legit big old pit fighting ring out of the bottle and jug. It's the place is owned by
face just lights up at the thought.
well, I see there's some interest in that there. You might want to head there at some point. I don't think it's going to be as nice for a nice meal, but if you want to check out the bottle and jug, let me know.
maybe after we've had some real food.
Gotcha. They've got some elaborate drinks there, that's for sure. But so let's see. As you get closer to the grease pit, I think. Yeah. So let's see. You discover deep fried meat skewers sizzle in bubbling oil taken from the battlefields of Acheron, marinating in a bath of rage and zeal. Meanwhile, spicy dishes rise to infernal heats in devil-owned rotisseries, where sadistic pitmasters boast literal kicks that sear the taste buds of the uninitiated. Sobbing patrons cool their mouths on heavenly snow cones sold by dessert-loving devas, then later shred their tongues on face-puckering sour candies topped with caustic gelatinous ooze. Portions raised from bite-sized nibbles to bottomless portal buffets worthy of a giant's appetite. So yes, so there's lots of different places here. There's in particular, she points out a few. She says, now over there you got bog standard. I got some bullywug food there, and they humongous fungus over there for vegetarians. Now one of those, I'll let you know. You can actually, get like spore telepathy from some of those, which is good to know in advance, because if you find out about a surprise, can be kind of unsettling. But then let's see, you got if you're in the mood for a little bit of fishing, Make It Snappy over there has a portal tank to the elemental plane of water, and you get a discount if you catch the fish yourself. Fair warning, there are a lot of things in the elemental plane of water, and not all of them catch easy. Let's see, you got Slim Pickens over there. It's a barbecue joint. Serves up, good barbecue. Then there's, if you're in the mood for sweets, there's Sugar and Spice over there. And then, of course, you got some more veggie over there at the Vine.
Kneecap is going to make a beeline towards the spiciest thing that.
Oh,
Yeah.
And Cuspid is right behind him.
Nice.
All right, have at it,
Go
you
with
two.
God, barbecue.
Spoken like a true North Carolinian, Lee.
All right. Well, so
It
let's
isn't-
do this in order then. So to begin with Kneecap and Cuspid going for extra spicy food.
Yes.
Let's all just assume that uh, a single gold piece for each of you is going to pay for whatever you want to get here.
Mhm.
Okay.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Now, before we start going any further, we definitely should um, uh, uh, divvy up the treasure, and Cuspid basically hands each of you 10 gold and says, I only take currency from my patron. I'll get my reward when I put the teeth under my pillow tonight.
And I,
But if
Okay.
you'd like to buy me lunch, that's allowed.
yeah,
Okay, let's.
Kneecap will do so.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So, so I think you are getting like one of these devil-owned rotisseries. There is a spine devil that seems to have taken removed several of their own spines to use to skewer meat and turn over these rotisseries. But they promise you spiciness like you have never tasted before. And I think
wow.
we are, of course, due for a Constitution saving throw as you eat them.
Yes.
Do I get advantage because I'm resistant to fire? Because that was kind of my thinking on
Well,
it.
so how about this? If that is what you would like to be true, then yes, in this.
Okay.
Case.
I figure tiefling food would be pretty spicy.
I think
I
that
got
makes
a
sense.
17.
17? Okay. Yeah. I think 17 and 18 for
18, yeah.
Cuspid. I think both of you like it's really spicy, and I think it is perhaps uncomfortably spicy for each of you. You're not like throwing up or anything, but I think sweating.
No.
Faces are bright red, and and you've got the spine devil looking down at you and just saying, "Well, you handled that better than I would have thought."
Yeah. Kneecap looks like Kneecap's reacting a lot like when he's raging, except all the heat is inside.
So do the other people, but Cuspid is definitely going to be finding out some of those snow cones.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, so those are not too far away. In fact, I like the idea that there's one of the booths for that right across the way with
Yeah.
the Deva Celestial and the Spine Devil literally have their booths facing one another,
Mhm.
and I think they play at a rivalry.
Yeah.
And also Kneecap will say once he swallows in and can move his tongue, say good, and then go for a snow cone.
Very nice. Okay, so Malleus was headed over for some barbecue.
Absolutely.
Okay, so you find that this Slim Pickens here is managed by a buzzard-looking Aarakocra. It's a tin-roofed barbecue joint, and
Oh wow.
it smells great. You see a variety of not especially identifiable meats getting slow roasted, and just leans down over the counter just to say, "Well, now, how can I help you, little fella?"
Meat, please.
Well,
Meet me up.
have you dined with us before?
I have not, but it smells awesome.
Well, I have a treat for you. Now, we serve here only the most sustainably sourced ethical roadkill available.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Sourced, scavenged fresh daily from arid stretches of all manner of inhospitable realms where little critters with good meat get squashed. And now, prepared for you with some excellent sauce.
I'm
That
glad
sounds fantastic. What you got on the grill today?
All right. Well, I think I don't have like the all the what we've got here is some nice axe beak in a vinegary sauce. Or
Mhm.
are you in the mood for a mustard based?
I'll take both.
Well, here you go. And I think that they give you a big scoop of each on a little
Mhm.
plate with little
Oh.
some divided
Mhm.
categories, and then some cornbread with little black specks in it that are who knows, and some potato salad.
This is awesome. This is absolutely worth it. Gold piece and then a gold piece for a tip.
Tell your friends.
Nice.
All right. So, who else is eating?
I'll go to the fungus place.
Okay.
A fungus among
Sure.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a Myconid operated sandwich parlor, and so they this is a anthropomorphic mushroom person who is assembling sandwiches made with all manner of different mushrooms and molds and fungus. I mean, if you like mushrooms, a lot of it looks pretty appetizing.
Yeah. Which, yeah, so I'll see if like they have a special of the day sort of thing and
Mm-hmm.
just try that.
This Myconid who doesn't seem to have like an actual mouth points at a little chalkboard that has a special on it that says mushroom meld, spore topped melt.
Okay. We'll give that a try.
All right. Yeah. So you eat it, and I think I mean I will allow you to decide if you like it. Because I think it's the sort of meal that is very good for people who like that, right?
Yep, mushrooms are
Yeah.
good.
Um, you find as you are taking a few bites that there is just a moment where you feel like not dizzy, but like the world has just gotten slightly bigger around you, and
Mm-hmm.
you start hearing like chatter that you didn't hear before, and you realize that the other people who are kind of in this immediate vicinity
Mm-hmm.
eating the other meals, you can now hear their thoughts. And a lot of them are saying, "Whoa, I hear everybody's thoughts."
We all be tripping.
Mm-hmm.
Is that
Okay.
something where she could hear the thoughts of people who haven't had it?
No, only the people who also share the spores.
Okay.
Yeah. So figured that.
Mm-hmm.
So is there anyone who's basically thinking something other than that?
Other than also like, this is good. I love these.
Yeah.
You know, the spores are very good today. Make a investigation check
Okay.
because you're hearing a lot of people kind of mumbling to each other
Yeah.
at once.
14.
Okay. You hear one of the people talking to their colleague saying that they hear the sensates are giving out free sensory stones to anybody who helps them collect a sensation today.
Okay. All right. I'll keep that in mind for when we all gather back up.
All right. Do we have Malleus and Tarsus doing anything, or are you just watching?
Oh, you mean
You mean
Tarsus and
Tarsus and Radius, excuse me.
Radius.
yeah.
Radius doesn't eat, so y'all can have all the fun you want.
Tarsus does not require food. Tarsus makes an entire circuit of the entire place and finally settles and decides to try the mysterious substance known as Philadelphia style vanilla ice cream with the vanilla flex. I miss East Coast ice cream, man.
Just
Yeah,
Living through my
no,
character.
Just some
trust-
really good vanilla ice cream.
Well, yeah, well, but Tarsus can take it, I think.
we do have some really good and wide variety of ice creams out here.
So, yeah, so that's what Tarsus winds up with, basically with an ice cream cone and coming back to find the others.
Nice. Parisa, in the meantime, has got herself a razor vine wrap from the vine, and so she
Razor vine wrap.
Mm-hmm.
You do lots of things with wraps.
Does this gold piece cover a bunch of different things, or?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think it's like it's.
I imagine Kneecap would get smaller portions so that his money can go, and he wants to go through all the the most extreme.
Yeah.
Stuff.
I just don't really want to like nickel and dime it is all.
Yeah.
So but yeah, I think the gold piece can get you pretty much whatever you want to have for the moment.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I could see an actual market like this having that kind of thing. It's like, you pay one price and you can get so many visits from it.
You get like a handful of tokens that you can go.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
He's going for all the sensation. And maybe go up to ask for a sample of fungus just because he's curious.
Sure. I think that, yeah, they offer that.
Yeah.
So I think if you have a little bit of those, then for an hour basically you can telepathically share thoughts with Cora.
And you hear just a jumble of words in several different languages actually, and some in common, some in the odd gnomish, some in draconic, and just really, really, really chaotic though, not really easy to comprehend.
So now that you've had your fill, where do you think you might want to check out next? I might suggest the Trianum, which is near the Hall of Speakers. It's a good place where you get all sorts of different folks spouting their own particular worldview competitively.
I will also mention the free stones thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can find a bunch of them around the Civic Festival.
Question: while we were eating, what did we do with the body?
Well, it's a very good question. What did
I was still carrying it last we checked.
I don't think we would have kept carrying it. I think that
we brought it.
We would have hired the services of one of those corpse carriers to dispose of it.
So I think yeah,
Or sold it to them.
You were in the neighborhood where you could find one not too without too much difficulty. It was someone pushing a wheelbarrow, very much like the other one that you had encountered. But they look at you, they see you carrying the body, and then they just say, 5 silver.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And takes it, just flops it on the wheelbarrow.
Yep.
I think
Kneecap would have insisted on getting a piece of paper and scribbling down some details on what happened to the body, and then tucking it in.
Okay. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna say that before you pay the 5 silver, Parisa's gonna lean down to you, Kneecap, and say, if you just left it on the street corner, they would pick it up for free.
Yeah. Kneecap would say to not pay. Say just and just say just here, put here. And then
She says, that's what the corpse for collectors are for.
Yeah.
do that, then just walk away.
I mean,
Lovely.
people pay when they want like the body treated nice, but seems like that's not high priority at the moment. None of you are grieving, especially.
Well,
I think I'm just more weirded out.
It's a
I mean-
little weird.
I mean, he's
I'll
not
try not
gone.
to judge myself.
I mean, why would we mourn? He's not gone.
Well, exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, Kneecap just would insist that we don't pay for them to transport his body when they can just put it on the ground and he can pick it up and put it in the wheelbarrow.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
All right. Well, so I think. Oh, you know what? I haven't been moving your little token, but so you were just down at the grease pit down here.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And then as you're making your way into the clerk's ward, I have another little handout for you, just because I got a bunch of these. Where- You can see it's a it's a bit nicer, this part of town.
Oh, that is nice. I like
Yeah.
that.
Now you notice
Spiky.
that a lot of this greenery is actually all razor vine, which is a fairly nasty and hard to eradicate plant with dangerous thorns. And it seems like it just grows pretty much everywhere that they don't actually prune it back.
So it's like an evil version of kudzu.
Is
A
kudzu
more
not the
evil
evil?
version of
I was just
kudzu-
going to say, is
kudzu.
But
kudzu
more
not
evil.
evil?
Yeah, kudzu is evil. It's a more evil. I say more evil. Yes, I should be clear.
Yeah.
So, and then as you are kind of making your way, through that area, you pass the T Street Transit, and you see that this is like a little depot for the sort of onion-shaped cabs and sedan chairs that get, you've seen on many of the thoroughfares. You're also passing, by the Hall of Records, and so she's saying, so did you want to go see the Sensates at the Civic Fest Hall, or were you thinking the Trianum at the Hall of Speakers? Or, dealer's choice, obviously, whatever you're interested in.
I'm interested in these sensei people.
Alright.
That sounds
Yeah.
Yeah.
fascinating.
I am not certain I can acquire
Answers.
funds for us.
For questions.
Well, I mentioned they said something about free stuff if we can provide them with this appropriate sensation, so free stuff.
Sure. Well, we're also going to be passing by the Hall of Information, which is a good place in the future, once we've all parted ways. Not that I'm looking to do that in a hurry, but that is a good place for you to look for, if you're looking for future job opportunities, that sort of thing. That's a good place to find it. Public notices and odd jobs are posted to a board outside the Hall of Information. And then
Okay.
obviously that's obvious where you'd go if you're looking for like municipal information. You want to talk to, city government of any of that sort of variety. The Hall of Information is obviously where you can make an appointment for stuff like that. But then she's guiding you along towards the Civic Fest Hall. And I have another. The Civic Fest Hall is it's very elaborately ornate in its architecture. There are fountains and banners and bright colors all over, and this enormous this building that seems to hold a number of theaters and the like. And she says, yeah, in the Civic Fest Hall, of course, there's lots of assemblies and shows and parades and all sorts of things get put on there, and the plays and so on in the various theaters in there. That's, of course, the headquarters for the Sensates in Broad. Oh, and look, sure enough, And you see that there are some people in sort of very elaborate, flowy, colorful robes who seem to be mingling through the crowd and talking to many. And she says, well, yeah, if they're doing their thing, I would imagine it's them.
Yeah, let's
Well,
let's
Yeah,
find out
let's
what the
check
deal
this
is.
out.
Okay. So I think as you approach, is there? I think there's a variety of different races and appearances, but all of them have kind of a sort of freewheeling, easygoing sort of demeanor to them as they approach, and they just say, "Greetings and welcome to the Civic Fest Hall. Can I interest you in a sensory stone experience?"
Actually, that's what we're here for right now.
We heard that you were giving
Wonderful.
them out to people who could get you a particular sensation you were looking for.
That is absolutely what we are doing today. Look at how exciting it is when people are interested and engaged. Oh, I love it. So, have any of you experienced a sensory stone before?
No.
No.
Nope.
negative.
Well, just so that you know what you're in for, allow me to present you this one this one is just to try. You'll get one of your own in a moment. But as she who offers to like hold it first?
Cuspid is all over this.
Okay.
Okay.
I think as you hold it, you sort of intuitively feel sort of like you could just concentrate on it. And suddenly you find yourself experiencing, kind of in parallel to your current reality, experiencing sitting in an incredible box seat as an orchestra performs and the music is moving. And it's not just hearing the music, it is appreciating the mastery of it and being genuinely emotionally moved by the music. The emotion comes with the experience.
Huh.
But it's only just for, a few seconds and then it fades. And she says, "Pretty fancy, huh?"
That's pretty amazing.
And then encourages you to pass it along your friends so they can all kind of see.
Yep. I'll pass that to the. I'll hand it to Kneecap.
Kneecap feels it. Then hands it to Cora.
Yeah, let it make the round and go. All right. So, and after that, I'll ask what sort of things are they looking for?
Well, I'll get to that in just a moment, but I want to illustrate that the Society of Sensation is all about finding the full breadth and expanse of sensation that is possible in the multiverse. And so, as such, we are always on the lookout for more. And if you feel like you would be interested in knowing more about the Society of the Sensation, you've come to the right place. But if you're eager to get started collecting sensory impressions, then who all is participating? Are you? Would you can? It's sometimes helpful if you're inexperienced to work as a team.
I'd like to
Perhaps you
give
can
this a try.
split into pairs.
All right.
Alrighty.
Affirmative.
Okay.
Uh,
You don't have to if you don't want to.
yeah, I think you've seen Malleus while all of this was going on take a half step back, and then another half step back, and then another half step back. It's like, yep,
Ah,
you guys, I'll help you guys out, but I don't think that this is the thing for me.
trepidation is something that is part of the emotional spectrum. But anyone who would like to participate? Is everyone else participating?
Kneecap is going
Yeah.
to go stand next to Malleus.
Fair enough.
If we require pairs, then I will participate.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
Uh,
don't
right.
require pairs. It's just that we are in particular looking for 3 types of sensations right now. And so I just thought if it were 3 pairs, that would break out evenly. But you can divide amongst yourselves however you like. But we are looking for fear, joy, and serenity. And I can offer you tips for how to find those if you like.
And swimming?
Serenity.
Serenity.
Serenity. Sorry.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
I am not certain I can conjure any of those emotions.
Well, the goal is not necessarily that you generate it in yourself so much as you can use the stone to capture it in either yourself or someone nearby.
Well, I'm not real big on Serenity. Kind of not my jam. But
I can go with the serenity part because, well, if nothing else, music to me is a good indication of that, a good
But,
contributor to that.
Sure,
I'd
sure.
love to inspire some joy.
All right. Well, and looking at Tarsus and Radius is saying, now I have no doubt whatsoever that the two of you would be top notch at eliciting some fear. It need only be
Affirmative.
momentary. You can reassure them as soon as the collection is done.
Affirmative.
Yes. Fear.
All right, so
Oh, someone's happy.
she hands each of you a sensory stone, very much like the one that she handed around before, but that one had kind of a glow to it already, and these don't have the glow. And she says, "Now these are not glowing because they are currently empty and ready for a record." And you can just concentrate on it and focus on the individual that you want to draw the sensation from. But if they are feeling something other than what you elicit, then obviously that's going to inhibit the stone's ability to record the desired sensation. But feel free to go ahead and give it a try. For you, the pink one,
Yes.
joy.
Yes.
Now I see over there, I spot. There, see that little child over there seems to be upset because her toy has been broken. Now, I'm sure that there's something you could do to cheer their spirits.
I think I could do that. Absolutely. Um, uh,
And so
Well,
basically,
thieves' tools can do more than break things.
well, so we've got basically, a DC for a check that you could,
Yeah.
depending on how you would like to approach it.
um, um, I'm yeah, I think actually trying to fix, because one of the things about thieves tools is that they aren't just used to disable things, they can also be used to set traps. So um and like alter them and things like that. So I don't think it's too far out of her purview to be able to use a thieves tools check to repair them. But what I do want to know is, can we have had a short rest since?
Oh, yes,
Because
absolutely, absolutely, yeah. Because
okay,
you've been walking around, but you also had a nice meal where you're just hanging out at the grease pit. Absolutely,
right,
can have had a short rest.
right. So and I'll also be rolling some hit dice in order
Mhm.
to get
Mm.
some healing back there, because I was kind of banged up.
Sure.
Uh, there we go.
All right.
Okay.
Yes,
Oh, that was
and
just
I,
nicely.
I'll allow the thieves' tools for trying to fix
Right.
the toy.
So in order to in order to kind of seal the deal on this, because I really want to to inspire a lot, inspire a lot here. I'm also going to use Fey Presence
Okay.
Okay.
for the charm effect.
Okay.
So I'll kind of go over to the child and I want to arrange it so that if there's like somebody there who's like supervising them, a parent or a guardian of some kind.
They look like they are the kid of someone who is running a balloon booth. So they are kind
Okay.
of like the parent is nearby but doesn't have time for them at the moment.
Okay. So I'll use the Fey Presence to kind of set the mood and then see what I can do about fixing
So
their
how does the Fey presence usually work in this regard? They would make a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Well, this is just a commoner child, so
Yeah.
13.
Does not fail. Does
Oh.
not succeed. Does not
Okay.
succeed.
So what is how
DC
does
is
this
14.
how do you approach? How does this Fey presence charm this kid?
So the um Cuspid slings her big old toothy hammer over her over her back so that it's not like, because normally she's just like got it casually in one hand. Never know when it'll come in hand. But as actually as a packed weapon, she can just kind of let it go to hammer space. Um, so yeah, she kind of heads over and squats down. She doesn't kneel so much because like goat feet, but hooves don't do that quite so nicely. But squats down near the child and says, and just kind of this aura of bubble gum and ice cream just kind of wafts off of her. Um, and she gives this big toothy smile, and says, mind if I have a look?
I think you're getting that little kid that mouth just a perfect O expression,
and
but
just
they kind of just sort of gently hold it up. I'm going to have you make a thieves tools check and a performance check with advantage.
okay, thieves tools check first. That's a 12.
Okay.
That's not terrible. And performance with advantage. Oh, 2 6s, so that's a 9.
Okay. I think that unfortunately, as much as you've kind of initially impressed her, I think the toy seems more broken than you expected, and unfortunately, like you kind of fixed it, but she kind of was expecting it to be perfect and not still
Kind of
like it's
jury
still,
rigged.
yeah, and so I think um you get a lingering sort of like, well, thank you for trying.
Oh.
And so, unfortunately, I think your sensory stone does not give you the
No.
joy that you were hoping for.
No.
All right.
Oh well.
All right, this is just not fair. Malleus, how big is this? A tiny object?
Yeah, I think it's like you know what? I think it is a toy version of the onion-shaped carriages that carry people around.
Okay. Because I have magical tinkering.
Yeah.
And I can imbue a tiny magical object with magical property to light up, do a 6-second recorded message, emit an odor or static visual effect. Could I instead make it move, like in a little circle?
Well, how about you do a roll and see?
Okay.
Yay, come on, Malleus.
Yeah.
Oh, Malleus.
All right.
So this would be a, if you have expertise on some or proficiency on some specific tools.
Yeah, I have carpenter's tools, thieves tools, tinker's tools, and word carver's tools. I think tinker's tools would probably be the
Tinker's
best
tools,
one.
I think.
Which one? So what would I be rolling?
Well, so dexterity or so.
Because
No.
this is an arcanist.
Yeah. So how about
feature,
intelligence plus proficiency?
Okay.
What is intelligence? What is your ability, your spellcasting ability modifier?
Um,
I
my
don't remember for
spellcasting ability
artificer.
is +5. It's
Well,
+5.
but from what trait?
My intelligence is +5.
Okay, it is intelligence. That's what I thought. So yeah,
Yeah.
Yep.
roll intelligence plus proficiency.
Okay. All right. I'll just roll it in the Roll20 chat.
Mhm.
And of course, I don't have my numbers locked on. That's why I'm having such a problem.
Oh no.
So
All right, that's a 14.
Okay, I think that it's unfortunately like it's a little bit better, but also it's twice now that someone has offered to help, and then it's not quite perfect, and
Yeah.
this kid is
Yeah,
like,
I wanted to have mending,
mm-hmm,
but I don't actually have that spell. I have,
It's
so
fair.
I
No,
I can't really do it. That was the closest I
yeah.
could think of.
So I think that this kid is getting shy now, and she is gone to hide behind her mom's legs.
Okay.
She doesn't seem like upset or scared. It's more just like a little overwhelmed.
Okay. All right. Well, we tried.
Yeah. Well, let's see how Cora is doing with Serenity. This sensei suggests to you that she spots in the crowd a satyr musician who seems to be getting ready and setting up to do some sort of a street side performance, but they seem nervous. She says,
Okay.
I bet if you could reassure them and prepare them for their performance, they would thank you.
Oh, certainly. All right. Yeah, so I'll go over and uh like gently smile and see if I can catch their attention first.
Oh, yes, the performance will start in just a minute. I'm just, making sure I've got everything, tuned up.
Take a deep breath. It's all right. Stage fright is perfectly normal.
How about
And I'll like gesture to my bagpipes or,
Oh.
or the drums. Like
Mhm.
a lot of people get intimidated when I'm carrying these around, but
Okay. Well, go ahead and make a persuasion check.
all right.
Please roll better than us.
This
I
is
like
an
to
adventure
think that-
set DC. All right, 19. I think that yes, you are soothing and calming and reassuring, and they just say, "Yeah, you know what? Thanks. I can use this energy. It's part of, I feel this way because I care, and now I'm gonna make caring, produce good music." And so if you see them much calmer now, preparing to play, and I think you can hold out to your stone if you like to capture.
Yeah, I'll hold out the stone and well, it's so that it's like I'll ask them if it's all right to capture the feeling because consent is a thing.
It's like, oh yeah, sure, yeah.
And then afterwards I'll like stick around for the first piece or two
Mm-hmm.
because hey, I helped make this happen.
Yeah, nice.
And kneecap will be there, and also just kind of sit there and just listen to the first piece at least.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
All right, I'm gonna roll a d20 to see if they're good.
Um, mm,
They're okay. They're okay. They're better than average. But and they're not world class or anything. But at the same time, a big part of what's helping right now is that they're performing with confidence.
yep.
All right.
Um, All right. So in the meantime, Tarsus and Radius, the sensate suggests that I don't suspect that either of you would have any particular difficulty generating fear in someone if you should try. So I don't think I probably need to point out anyone specific. Although certainly do be careful because, of course, if you provoke too extreme a reaction, there could be consequences, and I can't be held responsible for that.
Affirmative. Radius,
So,
shall we select a suitable target? You are
you're
muted.
Yeah.
Is there like since there was that little girl, is there a group of kids like maybe they're getting ready for this performance?
Yeah, I mean, I think that this
Oh.
is a crowd. There's lots of like street performers and
I'm like, go find someone who's bullying someone else. Don't ruin the thing I got going.
I mean, like this is a huge plaza.
Uh,
This is like those city squares where there's like 9 different people doing, street performing.
That's
Yeah. So this is a
Go,
big crowd.
go
People
to
are milling
a
around.
nearby alley. Find someone who might
Oh.
be.
Are there anyone doing like kind of like street performances, maybe like twirling fire or anything like that, kind of like livening up the crowd maybe?
Oh yeah. In fact, let's say there's a fire genasi that seems to be twirling fire without any obvious like physical thing. So like
I love fire genasi.
they're doing what like twirling fire, except they don't have actual physical implements. They're somehow just manipulating the fire to do that.
Nice. Could I use minor illusion to make the fire seem like it's getting closer to the people than it should,
Okay.
so that they are scared?
Mm-hmm.
But also, I want it to be visible to the Genasi so that he thinks his fire is getting closer
Okay.
as well.
Oh, nice.
All right. So I think that's probably a deception check.
Yes. And let's see, make sure I have a thing. I have guidance, of course, but I've also got this thing called knowledge of the past, where I can add a d6 to a roll.
Okay.
So here we
I
go.
have the guidance cantrip. I could try to give you guidance.
Oh, I can do it to myself.
Oh, you can? I didn't know if guidance
No.
was something you do yourself.
I'm technically a cleric.
Oh,
Oh,
well,
Okay.
okay, that explains that.
Technically,
Technically, very technically.
All right.
things happened. So yeah, deception.
You had a life before you didn't have a life.
Right. Oof. I don't know if that's gonna help. So that's
Wow,
4.
okay.
Oh my
plus-
god, that's
let's see.
terrible.
Let's see, 4 plus guidance, which is a D4. Okay, so that's 8,
Oh,
and then we'll get a D6 on this thing. Good, see what happens.
big bucks, no Emmys.
Okay,
Well,
that makes it a
that's
14.
a 14. Unfortunately, is still not good enough.
Ah,
I think what happens in this case is that it does start to go awry in the way that you're looking for, but then the performer immediately stops his fire and kind of just looks around and just says, "Hey, who's doing that?" And so you get like indignant anger instead of the fear you were looking for.
Wow.
no. Should just let me scare the kids.
I mean, so you
Well,
you
I
definitely
tried.
like so. Well, we want to give Tarsus a try.
is this happening at the same time as the
Yeah, these 3 are happening
okay,
in parallel.
darn. I was
Yeah.
gonna say Kneecap would be able to help, but
Nah.
Oh,
So,
God.
but Tarsus can
No.
give it a try.
Yes, Tarsus has a slightly different approach.
Mhm.
Tarsus is going to play to his strengths, and there's nothing that brings up fear than being close to being struck by an arrow. So he's going to spot somebody that looks relatively unpowered. He's not going to try this on a barb devil or a diva and shoot an arrow at a target that maybe the arrow will just pass through their hair or just over their heads. So they get that nice prickling of fear of, well, that could have hit me, and hopefully get the sensory stone to do its job. So he's gonna play your
Alright.
strengths and try a
So,
misnamed shot.
do you have sharpshooter or anything like
I
that?
do have sharpshooter.
Okay, so I think you're basically making a sharpshooter shot, right?
Yeah, so it's gonna be at
Um,
-5. Yeah,
Yeah, because you're calling out a target which is
I'm calling out a target like
just
just
yeah,
above.
not quite. And so this is just a commoner, like their AC is low, but what you're trying to hit, it's making it more difficult by dropping your attack bonus because you're trying to hit a specific place.
Okay, so how do I change my attack bonus on with sharpshooter?
Well, we
Or
just
good.
so we can
It'll
just
just do-
manually
it'll
Oh, it
subtract.
was just subtraction.
Yeah.
Okay, so
And
let's give it a shot.
Before you step up, I pat you on the shoulder and say, hopefully you do better than I do, and I will cast bless on you.
Hmm.
And bless will give me what?
D4 to
Yeah.
attack
D4.
rolls.
Mhm.
Okay, so let's give this a roll. So this will be the regular roll. Oh God, no, not even.
Okay, so that's a 10, and we would be subtracting
Being
5 from
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Well,
no, my shot goes nowhere. Even with the blessing, my shot
No,
goes
I
no-
think what it does is it goes into their thigh.
Oh no!
Oh, so I get the fear, and oh God, I get trouble.
No, well, and what you get is not so much fear as much as pain and shock, and like they drop to the ground and start screaming, and then all of a sudden people are looking around. It's like, who did that? And I think, yeah,
I will go over and immediately cast Cure Light Wounds on the person.
okay.
I have Cure Light Wounds as a spell, so
All
I'm
right.
going to cast Cure Light Wounds on them.
All right. Well, roll damage for the arrow
Oh,
and see if
okay,
you're
yeah.
so 6.
That's
that was 6 healing, but let's roll damage
right.
for the
The
arrow.
oh God.
I won't make you do the extra damage from the sharpshooter shot the way that would normally work.
Ooh.
So it
Okay.
sounds like your first healing doesn't quite get it all the way there. So they're healed, but they're like, are you saying
throw-
anything? They're like,
Yeah, yes, yeah. I will say, please remain calm. Please remain calm. And I will cast Cure Light Wounds again.
okay.
Boy, did this turn out to be terrible. Okay, now they're fully back up to normal.
Okay.
Boy, this
So
turned out to be a
like
terrible
so
plan.
like they're walking around like they're feeling their leg, like it feels like you made a hole in my best pants. What, you be more careful.
Apologies.
All right. So you know what you also could have done is just make an intimidation check on somebody, but you know what? I didn't
I
want to tell
could.
y'all how to do it.
You know, I was trying to be subtle. You know?
Yeah, and I was trying to play to my strengths, and that turned out to be terrible.
Yeah.
Maybe-
So
maybe-
Oh, for me, that's why I was like, go find someone who's bullying someone else and put the fear of the gods into them.
You know, maybe
Narcissus
you,
didn't think of it.
you
Yeah.
know, maybe you shouldn't have aimed center mass. I'm just I don't know. I'm just saying it may be some advice, you know.
Oh God.
so
There'll be less holy
Yeah.
peasants.
So I think then that we've had a variety of attempts, but at the very least, you have amongst the party one success. I do apologize. This is an adventure set DC.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Nothing I
that's
can
fine.
do.
Fine.
No, it's okay.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yes,
That's
but
fine.
so to those of you who were unsuccessful, the sensei accepts the sensory stones back and just says, if you would like to get more in touch with your own emotions and how to capture the emotions of others, I encourage you to find out more at the Society of Sensation. But to you, this is a splendid result for Serenity, and to you, I congratulate you with your very own blank sensory stone that you may use however you wish. And so you can add that to your inventory. It is a magic
Alright.
item. And the way that
Everyone, or just one of them? Just
no,
one of them?
just
the one.
Just
yeah.
one for me.
Okay. Oh, you get it.
Yeah.
Yes, you get
Yeah.
it. Congratulations.
Yeah, Cora gets it because she is
She
the one that
actually worked.
succeeded.
Maybe I feel like Decap should have stayed for should have kept going for the fear.
Well, you know.
Nothing's more nothing in sparks fear more than a barbarian screaming and charging at you.
So
and this is why I said find a bully.
Yeah, so in any case, the sensory stone, obviously you can use your reaction to record a short sensation lasting no longer than 6 seconds, experienced by a creature of your choice within 30 feet of yourself. And it can only hold one sensation at a time. However, as a bonus action, you can draw on the stone's magic to end the charmed or frightened condition on yourself. But if
Oh,
you
that's very
use it
nice.
that way, it will destroy the stone.
Right, but still.
Yeah,
That's
just
huge.
also this is like something that theoretically you could like. It seems like these things are you could probably buy more of these if you wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this
And-
one's for free.
Us an idea of what to do with that. If we
Don't
feel-
get the barbarian out of Charmed.
Yeah, but another idea is like if we have another, glitch that like the one that brought
Oh yeah,
Handy
try to
Cat back,
record that.
Hmm.
record the
That could
feeling,
be interesting if I
And
can
then-
think of it at the
then
time.
show it to someone who knows magic, and it's like, I know what that is, or be like, I can study that now.
Yeah, that's a good idea too.
All right, so that's the Society of Sensations headquarters, the Civic Fest Hall. We could go see a show, or if you're looking for anything else, I do mention the the Trianum just because that's where you can get a sense of all the different factions have their debates there. Maybe you're not
Yeah.
interested in that. I just think it's just one of the things that I like to take newcomers to, because factions are big business here in Sigil. So getting a
Yeah.
sense of
Looks that
who
way.
thinks what
Yeah,
way,
that might-
it can be handy. But that's just a
think
thought.
that
We can do whatever you like.
I think that is a good idea.
Yeah, because maybe we can get some insider information on more jobs that don't involve evil spiders.
Sure. Well, if you
Indeed.
find yourselves aligning with any particular faction, that is definitely a good way to get work.
Kneecap will pipe up and say, "Magic," and show an image of his dead body and himself tumbling out of the.
Yes, that would be a type of magic we're trying to figure out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see if anybody knows anything more about those.
Yeah, well, it's funny too that you mention that, just because like the Heralds of Dust would be usually who I would inquire to about matters of life and death like that, but it sounds like you kind of already had that conversation with them and it didn't go well.
Affirmative.
Nope.
An accurate description of the event, yes.
Well, there are certainly other factions here in here in the city, so maybe you can find someone else.
I know. Looking at the map, like I see a tower, the Tower Sorceress.
Oh, the Tower Sorceress, there's all sorts of gossip about that. Let me tell you the story. Now,
Please.
Tower Sorceress was the home of a faction. Hold on, let me make sure I have the right information for you. Okay. So the Tower Sorceress is hang on. Sorry, I'm just like the thing that I've found here is not as.
This information.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So
brought to you by the Void. Thanks for being there in the middle of the night when I can't sleep.
So the Tower of Sorcerers, Tower Sorceress is the headquarters of the Incanterium, which is one of the factions here in the city. But here's the thing that's weird about them, is everyone thought that the Lady of Pain banished a lot of them to the mazes, which is usually the sort of thing that you don't come back from. Like the whole tower was just gone for like a long time. And everyone was like, "Oh, I guess Lady of Pain doesn't like those girls anymore. But you know what? Then the tower, poof, came back one day. And if the folks inside know what's up with that, they're not telling. They do know a lot of, arcana in all of that, but they're also what they get called mage drinkers, because what they like to do is take magic items and like suck the magic out of them for their own like power growth.
Not sure I'd want
Mm.
that to happen to me.
Well, they don't do it to people, as far as I know, but
Well, mm,
they did
well.
all disappear with their tower for a long time and then come back. So who knows what they might be capable of.
That's true.
So in any case, she's guiding you a little bit down closer to the Hall of Speakers.
Parisa, I have a query.
Oh, yeah, go right ahead.
Why is the city called the Cage?
Well, it's kind of what you sometimes call an affectionate nickname.
I do not understand why the city would be called a cage. Is it irony given the number of portals?
Well, it's funny you say that, because there certainly are a number of portals, but sometimes you don't get the portals you want, and also it's just like, I think it's emblematic of the fact that the city is already just shaped in a way that a lot of others wouldn't be, and everyone's kind of all in here together, and the Lady of Pain absolutely can shut down any and all of those portals anytime she wishes. Now, she usually doesn't, but she could. And so that's something, a lot of people, aren't necessarily trying to leave. But sometimes, even with all the portals, you can sometimes find that going someplace you'd rather be isn't always as convenient as you'd like, unless you're real powerful, of course.
Affirmative. Wherever you go, there you are.
There are a lot of people in Sigil that are not powerful enough to be able to just jump in a portal that goes anywhere they want.
Thank you for the clarification.
Sure. So, as you reach the Trianum, which I'm assuming is how you say that, you see that it's basically a big public forum, and it consists of 3 cylindrical platforms with seating for scribes and spectators to witness the exchanges. And you see that locals toss coins to the speakers that they like. You also see several people with what looks like fistfuls of garbage that might be for speakers they don't like. But currently, speaking up on the platform, Parisa points out, it's like, oh, you've got let's see, you've got an Athar Null there, a Bleak Cabal Void Soother, and a Mind's Eye Matter Smith that seem to be debating today. And so as she's pointing out, and you start listening, you have the person she said was an Athar saying, "It is my assertion that the gods, as we know them, are false powers. They are powerful indeed, but they claim to creation, and that is a lie. Their dead husks in the astral sea is evidence enough that they are not as permanent and immortal as they would claim. And thus, if they are liars, they are unworthy of worship." And then the one that she said was a Bleak Cabal Void Soother just says, "Well, I would certainly agree that the gods have no meaning. But then again, nothing does. Not even this debate. The multiverse is a cruel existence, and it is all we can do to be kind to one another, because you're certainly not going to find meaning anywhere else." And then the ones she said was a Mind's Eye Mattersmith, says, No, you're both wrong. The gods are legitimate, but they are not in a walled off Godhood can be obtained by anyone willing to do what it takes. True potential lies within an ingot waiting to be forged. Godhood is attainable. And in fact, I think as you have been kind of listening, you realize without necessarily having intended to, you kind of are standing in a clump without anyone else near you. And so,
Everybody else just kind of took a step back.
yeah, and so the Athar looks down and sees the group of you listening and just says, "What say you?"
I like the idea of taking care of each other as being a basic idea that would make all the worlds better. But, you know, sometimes you got to knock a few heads to get people to listen.
Mm.
I do not have any recollection of meeting a god. More data is required.
And Radius kind of shakes his head a little bit and says, honestly, I think this one here has a point. Power should be attained by one's own hand, and he will
Uh-oh.
do a quick flourish of arcane power, and he's like, if gods were amongst us, they would be powerful like the lady, and points to the big tower that the lady is in. He's like, they are false gods. That is true power that she attained.
You kind of, wow, you just really split the difference between all three of those guys, didn't you?
Yep.
I mean, I'm sure that Sigil is the kind of place where, you get 3 people together and you've got 5 political parties.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, so I think certainly the debate continues for a little bit, but Cuspid, you definitely find that someone in a similar uniform to the Bleak Cabal person who was the one who said, like, nothing matters, only be kind to each other, and just says, I heard what you said following the debate. If you're interested in learning more about the Bleak Cabal, I would like to extend to you an invitation to our headquarters at the Shattered Temple.
I think I'll do that.
Very good. Feel free to visit at your convenience, or if you are interested, I could escort you now.
I mean, I'm here with my friends, and I'll turn to them and see what they have to say.
You're muted, Jason.
No one else invited us, and I mean, we're still trying to learn about this place, so why not?
Yeah.
Information would be useful.
Answers.
Yeah. If you don't mind the rest of us tagging along.
Yeah. I said the headquarters at the Shattered Temple. I was wrong, but it's the Gatehouse, not the Shattered Temple. But yes, but nonetheless, I think
Gatehouse sounds like a good place.
Gatehouse sounds
the
very
Gatehouse is
interesting.
actually back in the direction you had come because it is right near the Gate Market, or the Night Market. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And right back where our hotel is. So
We were heading that way anyways.
yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
In the meantime, I'm going to just take a quick poll. Get Prisa back for tomorrow? Yes, no?
What?
Oh,
Yeah.
our guide? I think so.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Affirmative.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll pay Prisa for tomorrow.
all right. So does that mean you don't necessarily need me to accompany? I can leave you in the hands of the Bleakers, I guess.
Well, I
and then
think-
meet you tomorrow if you like, or I can stay
Yeah.
with you, however you prefer.
I would think that you staying would be best, given the fact that we still don't know a lot of the intricacies of the city.
Sure,
And
sure.
and
No,
direction.
I certainly don't mind. I've been to the Gatehouse before. Happy to
Just want to make
accompany
sure
you
we
there.
pay. We
Just
we
in
pay for
case,
you.
if it gets a bit weird, you can, still bounce.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
I'll tag along. And this person in the uniform just says, "You are welcome as well." So as you are walking along, she says, "My name is Lar. I am, in fact, one of the committee of the Bleak Cabal. Are you familiar with our faction and our practices?"
Only what we just heard today.
We're new.
Very new.
Hmm. Well, maybe we are, maybe we aren't, but we just take that as read.
I can sense among you that there has been much strife and uncertainty in your pasts. This is something, a truth that all must face. The Bleak Cabal believes that any sort of quest for cosmic meaning is futile. The multiverse does not make sense, and it isn't supposed to. There's no greater truth. Individuals must derive their own meanings from the multiverse. This introspection kindles empathy and kindness. And so we, in the Bleak Cabal, commit ourselves to easing the suffering of others. Existence is merciless, so we must show mercy in its stead. And she's kind of explaining some of this as you walk.
Can I pick up on any sort of like common origin, like that I've recognized through, study?
What do you mean by common origin?
Like if these, like all these different factions, do they have like something in common with one another? Like they would potentially like have all broken from the same kind of like source, or are they all literally like just pieces of from other places?
Basically, what has happened here is, unlike a lot of like real world factions that tend to have like geographic elements to them,
Origins.
the factions in Sigil seem to be entirely ideological based. Now, that's not to say that each faction is a monolith and that everyone in them believes everything exactly the same way. But the primary divisions, what distinguishes one faction from another, is not territory, it is ideology.
Okay.
Now, they do have their own separate territories and headquarters, but that is a secondary aspect that has arisen from their ideological positions. And so, I think as you're walking along, you're hearing more about this, but a hush washes over the area as you're walking through the clerk's ward here, eclipsed by the march of heavy boots and 3 officers of the Harmonium, burly guards in spotless red plate armor, brandish menacing clawed polearms in your direction.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
"Halt, criminal!" demands one of the peacekeepers, a squinting human with a gold front tooth. "You're under arrest for violating the laws of the multiverse. We can do this the easy way." The menacing jaws on the Harmonium officer's polearms snap open with a clink. "Or the hard way."
Yeah. I'm gonna go and get some kanji or something.
Okay.
We didn't. What? Who decided on these laws?
What was?
And what
Is there a
laws?
person they're pointed at?
I'm
Because they said, sound like there's just one
No,
criminal.
you are a group. They're
Okay.
looking at you as a group.
Okay.
Okay.
Why?
for violating the laws of the multiverse. Now,
Which
if you
laws
want to
have we
ask
violated?
questions, you can ask questions about at the station. So, you're going to surrender or not? And at this point, you hear Parisa say, "I'm sorry, I can't go back to prison," and she runs away.
Go
Okay.
back
I was
to
about to ask. Yeah,
That's fine.
okay. My Cuspid has summons her hammer and is ready for a fight.
Okay, well, I think we're going to roll initiative at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. No spell slots.
Do we have
No
tokens?
ballista.
Yeah, do we have tokens to?
Yeah, I'm gonna put us on a generic battle map here.
Okay.
And,
Well, I've got two
Yeah,
first levels,
yeah,
and I
use
switched my first level, my cantrip to Vicious Mockery, which should help.
All right, so I have you on a generic battle map now. Does everyone see it? Can you move your tokens? Gesundheit.
Thank you.
Yep.
I can move mine.
Yep.
affirmative.
Please, yes, please tell me if for any reason you're not able to.
All
Yep,
right,
I
let
can.
us know
Yep.
so we can roll initiative.
All set.
Okay, these are Harmonium Peacekeepers.
All right.
Oh boy. Well, think.
Okay.
So
So probably you all would have been. I would have imagined you'd be all kind of
Fairly
together.
close together, yeah.
And and they have kind of spread out across the street here, and so you are on kind of like a busy city street here. Okay. Okay. I think my tracker still had leftover people on there, so
Mine is 614.
yeah. Okay. Okay, but all of these initiatives. Do you all see each other on the tracker?
Yes.
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 Okay, good. Well then it's perfect. So that makes, let me sort them and we'll get started. So Cuspid, you are going to be first.
Yeah.
So appropriate.
Mhm.
So what I'm going to do is step forward a little bit so as to not to inconvenience my friends.
Right.
And-
Also, I'm good. Oh, sorry. I don't mean to, I'm sharing a handout for Harmonium Peacekeeper.
Oh,
Friendly guys, really.
friendly guys,
Big
except for
set.
You'd really like them if you met them socially.
They're
Yeah.
just doing their job.
Yeah.
They don't decide who violates the laws of the multiverse. They're just sent to go get them.
Right. So I'm going to cast darkness on my hammer. So I now have
Okay.
a region of
Um,
darkness.
Darkness, can darkness be cast on an object?
If the point you choose is on an object you are holding, or one that isn't being worn or carried, the darkness emanates from the object and moves with it.
Okay, well, there you go.
Nice.
So it's like light.
So it's a 15-foot diameter area of darkness.
15-foot diameter?
15-foot, no, 15-foot radius. 15-foot
Okay.
radius.
All right.
It says 15-foot sphere, so I assume that's, so
15-foot sphere.
is a 15-foot.
Diameter, I think.
Well, yeah.
15-foot radius. It says 15-foot radius.
Okay,
in this
15-foot
Okay, I
row.
was going to say.
Yeah.
All right. So let me draw a. Stupid.
Could you
No.
do it as an aura instead? Would that work better?
Yes, probably. Thank you. Good idea. Okay.
I didn't use this trick against the Shadow Weaver because I was pretty sure it'd be able to see through.
You would have been correct. All right.
Good instincts.
So, you cast the darkness. Are you doing anything else on your turn?
That is my action. I don't think I have any bonus actions that would be useful. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I have a cantrip. I'm going to cast Magic Stone on some of my teeth.
Okay.
So that's my bonus action.
The teeth you have in a pouch, I assume.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aha.
All right. Okay, well, several of you are suddenly now in darkness as well, but you can do with that as you like. Malleus, you're up.
All right. I am also going to step out of the way of my friends, but I'm going to do it backwards. But I am also going to, let's see, how far is that? Because I couldn't measure it before. Oh yeah, they're in range.
But, but you can't
Ray of
see
Frost.
that one. You can't see that
Yeah, you
particular
can't
one
see
because
through
he's
the darkness.
the-
Right.
Oh,
darkness.
okay. In that case, I'll just do the one in front of me.
Mhm.
This guy. This dude.
Mm-hmm.
And Ray of Frost.
Okay.
Can I retroactively take a little bit of a move so I'm not in exactly the same place as I was when I cast the
Sure.
spell? Okay.
Ray of Frost.
Yep, 18 to hit.
Okay, and 18 just hits.
Okay, and 4 damage.
Okay.
And movement is impacted by 10 feet.
All right. Great. Radius.
Alrighty. Let's see. I will go.
Did the aura get put on?
The aura is on.
The aura is on.
Okay.
I'm
I don't
seeing.
think we can see it.
Okay. Oh, right. Okay. So this is because it's I have to set it so that you can see it because why? Whatever.
Oh, cool.
Why would
Okay.
that not be the default? I have no idea. But whatever. Here it is. You can
There
see
we
it
go.
now. We're all good.
Alrighty. So I moved out of that so I could get a sight at this fellow,
Mm-hmm.
and I will cast Mind Sliver,
Fine, sliver.
Okay.
DC 13.
That's intelligence, I believe.
Yes.
They got a 5.
Mhm.
So he takes 4 points of psychic damage,
Okay.
and will minus.
Is the person that was escorting us on this battle map?
No,
somewhere?
No.
she ran away.
Yeah.
No,
Teresa
Parisa
left.
ran away. The
Hi.
other one is
Bleaker.
yes, I know who you mean. Parisa ran away. The Bleaker
Mhm.
is not on the map because they're not going to participate in the fight.
Okay.
Right.
Right.
This
All
is
right.
essentially someone who's going to say, "I'm inviting you to join my club," and then the police show up and they're going to say, "Have a good day." They are not going to help you fight the police.
Right.
Right.
Affirmative.
And that'll be my turn. And they'll if he does a saving throw before the end of my
Yeah.
or
There are
whatever
some
you-
factions that might help you fight the police, but not the Bleaker. They might visit you in jail. So you did the Mind Sliver for.
he took the damage. It was 4 points and then a -1 on his next roll.
Gotcha.
On the next saving.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
And that'll
Alright.
be my turn.
Great. Tarsus.
Okay. Tarsus will move to here. He will use he uses planar war ability and fire a force arrow at this one here, the same one that Malleus shot at.
Hmm.
He will not use sharpshooter, he'll use a regular roll.
Gotcha.
You'll remember center of mass.
Mhm.
Oh,
Okay.
maybe I should have.
Well, a 20 hits. For the
No.
record, a 15 would not have hit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I did a total of 14 force damage, and then I will use the remaining round movement to move into the darkness again.
Okay.
I will use the darkness as defense
Your
as
ally.
Oh, so
As my
it's
ally.
9 plus 5.
nine. Yeah, 9 plus 5 is 14. Yep.
Gotcha. Okay.
If Cuthbert's going to provide cover, I will use that cover.
He grunts and snarls. Okay, I think it is. Do they have? Yeah. Okay. So that one that was just fired at is going to run 20 feet forward, but he has a 10-foot range with these pole arms.
Oh,
Mhm.
And so he's going to attack Malleus because he can see you and you're little.
Yep.
That is a 24 to hit.
Oof.
That hits.
That's going to be 13 piercing damage and 1 lightning damage. And as it closes
Oh my
around
lord.
it like clinks around you, and so you are grappled. And as you are grappled, you are restrained.
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah. And then yeah, and so it's got you in its little thing. So now this one is going to run up and do that to Radius. He only gets an 8 to hit though.
That's not hit. Yep.
And let's see, this guy I think is gonna back out of the darkness. And then from here he can get Korra with the 10-foot range. But that's a 14 to hit. Does that hit?
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay. So for Korra, it's actually 4 piercing and 4 lightning damage, but you are
Oof.
also grappled.
Alrighty.
Oh boy.
Okay.
This is-
Korra, it is now your turn, but at the start of your turn, the lightning thing around you is continuing to shock you, and so you're going to take an additional 11 lightning damage. But now it is your turn. You can attempt to break the grapple by pulling out of the thing, but you are restrained, which I don't think that's damaged. That's not disadvantage on all checks, just attack rolls.
Okay.
But yeah, so so athletics or acrobatics to try to break the grapple, if that's what you want to do. But this thing is going to keep. It's going to keep
Yeah.
zapping you if you don't.
I am going to. I'm going to surrender. Cause ow, and but as a bonus action, I'm going to healing word are very, very heavily zapped um Warforged over there.
Okay.
No, no, no. I wasn't. I was not zapped.
And also, you can't see him.
Yeah.
You
Oh.
mean the artificer?
Yeah.
You mean
probably
the
the
kobold?
You mean the
Yeah,
kobold?
whoever
Yeah.
got sorry, the kobold who got
Yeah.
ouchied,
Yeah.
who I should
Malleus,
be
yeah.
Malleus, should I
Malleus.
be able to see. So you got maximum of 8 points healing.
Okay. So
But-
what do you say? Do you like get
It's
down
like-
on your knees and?
Yeah, I'll get down on my knees, and I'll say, guys, I can't heal us through this.
Oh boy.
Okay. Kneecap.
And hopefully that means he'll turn off the shocky thing.
Well, we'll see, huh? Kneecap. Your turn.
Kneecap is Korra surrendered. Kneecap's gonna go up to this one and try and basically pull the weapon out of the guard's hand.
You can make an athletics check to try to break Malleus's grapple.
Okay.
That will be your action.
Yep. 20.
Yeah, you are able to wrest the electrified man catcher off of Malleus.
Nice.
He probably in the guts. I was thinking more out of the guy's grip. Is what I was. Looking.
Well then that would be contested. It's not breaking the grapple. It's if If you want to pull it
Yeah.
away from him, then that's a contested roll.
Yeah.
So let's see. Wow. Okay, he rolled a natural 20. Unfortunately, he got he got a 23.
Okay.
But yeah. So I think
So
I
I mean, it's still grapple, like everything's
well,
still.
yeah, I was see. That's kind of what I was saying is that it was one thing if you were trying to just pull it off of where Malleus would had it, but you weren't able to
Yeah.
pull it out of it. If that's what you were trying to
Yeah.
do, you failed to do that.
Yeah, I did. So
Okay. So I
I'll
think
just say, I'll just say, yeah, who, and just stand face, you know,
okay.
angry, angry gnome,
All right. So
not
Malleus,
thinking,
you
but
are
angry.
still grappled, alas.
Right.
Okay. Cuspid.
All right. Malleus is going to take damage on his turn if we don't get him out.
Mhm.
So, I'm going to move over to intervene. And yeah, I will. My athletics is not so wonderful, but well, actually, you know what? No, 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 no,
No?
no, 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 no. I'm gonna do what I had planned to do from the first part, and that is huck one of my magic stones at the guy who's got Malleus.
All right.
Okay.
22 to hit.
That certainly hits.
7 damage. 7
Magical bludgeon.
bludgeoning damage.
Ow! He says.
Mm-hmm.
He rubs his head like, oh.
And
He's got blood trickling down now from where that hit him.
and okay. Nope, just checking something. Yep.
Okay.
That's my thing.
All right. Malleus. At the start of your turn,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to take 9 lightning damage.
Okay.
How you doing, Malleus?
I'm doing okay. But I'm going to try and use acrobatics to break this grapple.
Gotcha.
Because I'm a wiggly little bugger.
Sure.
Yes, you are.
Let's see that
Please
wiggle
roll
dice.
natural 20.
All right. Yes. So
All
you are
right.
you are certainly able to pull yourself free from this weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Now what?
Unfortunately, I think that I am going to run into the darkness.
Okay.
No, unfortunately, that's a smart move.
Huh.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much all I can do right at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Smart play.
All right.
Yeah. Actually, I'm going to move one bit closer here.
Okay. All right. That was Malleus's turn. Radius. You got one of these guys
Alrighty.
snarling in your face.
Yep. Let's see. I move this now. Oh crap! I don't think. How do you move a square?
You need to.
You can highlight it with where do you want it? I can grab it.
Oh, okay.
Just to encompass the two dudes, it's because I'm going
that?
to. Yep. Because I'm going to back up over here, and I'll take the opportunity
Okay.
and cast web.
All right. Well, they only got a 10 on the opportunity attack, so that's not going to work.
Yeah.
Okay, and then web that's a Dex save?
Yes.
Okay. Dex is not their best thing. So one of them gets a 6, and the other one gets a 3. Okay, but here's
Wow.
here's what's hilarious. Okay, I want to just point this out, just because this is a idiosyncrasy of mine. Roll-20 always, when you use these little clickable tables is that it will always roll advantage. But usually my practice is that instead of using those 2 rolls for 2 different characters, if it's not supposed to be an advantage, I will roll it twice, even though that means there's a secondary die for each, right?
Yeah.
The reason I say all of that is because the first one rolled a 6 and a natural 20. And then the second one rolled a 3 and a natural 20.
Oh my god.
So they both fail, but if I had just done it the other way,
One would have
one of them would have got a
would've
natural
passed.
20. But in any case, so they are both restrained in the web.
Mhm.
Oh Lord.
It is
And-
restrained, right? Not
Yes,
just
restrained.
Yeah,
Yep.
okay.
Then what? So it's right from here. So it's 20 and 25, 30 into the darkness.
Okay. Very nice. All right. Tarsus.
Okay, so I have a question, GM. I'm sitting right
Yeah.
next to this. Oh no, the harmonium is right. Never mind. Yeah, I am right next. Am I a square? Oh no, I got 2 squares away. Never mind. I thought I
Yeah.
was next. I was going to ask about opportunity attacks, but he can't
Well,
opportunity attack.
and
He does
reach,
have a range
but-
of 10 feet.
Right, but I'm in the darkness, so.
He will
I'm
have
going-
disadvantage on his opportunity attack.
Oh, that's right. Because okay, so if I do move, he will get a shot at me. All right, I will take the I will take the risk. I will
Okay.
move to here, 10 feet. Let
All
him take a
right.
shot at me.
Actually,
with
What's that?
that's still within the range, within reach.
It
yes,
is.
it is. Yeah. So
Oh, perfect. Okay,
Yeah.
so then I'll
it's
move
just
there.
as well because that disadvantage attack would have been a 19.
Oh my god, yes, I would definitely hit restart. I will use Primal Warrior and shoot a force bolt at him,
Okay.
force arrow at him. Not using sharpshooter. I'm not gonna hit, I don't think. A 9,
No.
no.
Unfortunately, no.
And then I will move back into the darkness.
Okay.
That is my turn.
All right. That was Tarsus. It is now their turn. The 2
Yeah.
of them that are stuck in the web are going to try to get unstuck from the web, which is a strength check, I guess. I believe that's how it works.
You did,
What's
Jason.
Yeah, I think
the DC they need?
it's still 13.
Okay. Well, the topmost one gets a 15, and then the other one gets a 21. So they are able to break free and get out of the web, but they do have to use their action to do that. The one that had you restrained, Cora, is pointing it at you. I think I will say they had to let you were not restrained anymore when they had to break themselves out of the web.
Okay.
But they are pointing at you and just says, "Put your hands out." And he's like reaching for manacles on his belt, but he can't do that on this turn.
Okay.
This third one is going to try to get Kneecap.
Uh-oh.
That's a 17 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. 10 piercing and 6 lightning damage. And you are restrained.
Does
But-
this kneecap turn on fire?
He is not burning yet.
Not burning. Okay, keyword is yeah. Also, I need to know that so I can get out of your aura.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see. This guy, I think he used his action, but he is going to come around to here. And then that is their turn. So, Cora, it is your turn. So you are not restrained at the moment, but certainly you are in a place where if you move out of their range, they're going to
Yeah.
have an opportunity attack.
It's like, and again, I'm going to, seriously, guys, I do not have the capacity to deal with this. And I'm going to hold out my hands. Hopefully, does the thing shock me?
Well, no, because I'm saying that in order to pull himself free from the web, he had to release you.
And that also turned off the shock.
Well, yeah, you're not. The shock
It's not
is
touching.
only when it's like yeah.
Right. Gotcha.
Yeah, the shock is only when he's got you pinned with it. Yeah. So okay. Kneecap, your turn. You are restrained.
Break free
Okay.
now.
Well, yeah. Kneecap is angry.
All right.
Hmm. And so, yes, he is. The grapple is going to be regretted in a moment, probably,
All right.
because he starts burning.
Okay. So that's 2 fire damage.
Yep.
Okay. That's to
And
you, to
sorry, Tarsus,
Tarsus.
but
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
Um.
Oh,
And
also at the start of your turn, I forgot. You need to
Oh,
take
yeah.
your damage. Oops.
and that would be before I did my rage, I'm sure.
Yeah. It is at the start of your turn. You take 8 lightning damage at the start of your turn.
Okay. Yeah. Don't like it, but it's
Yeah,
better
almost
than.
like these guys. Their whole thing is trying to like catch people.
Yeah.
Ah, man.
As if.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm going to. Uh, you said I'm restrained, so
Yeah. So
I can still attack, but
if you attack, you're attacking at disadvantage,
disadvantage.
and you will stay within its grasp. You can use your action to break the grapple instead, whichever you like.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and attempt to break the
Okay.
grapple.
That would be athletics or acrobatics.
And if you're raging, you can get your athletics at
Oh.
advantage.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. Good. 19.
Yeah,
Better
that
than
certainly.
the
Yeah,
11.
you were able to pull the thing off of you.
Okay, so I do that, and I circle. I circle and do almost like a animal, cave animal
All
thing,
right, cool.
and I just keep saying, "Ooh, ooh."
All right.
I-
Yeah. No.
It's like, who is the one that's wanting that?
Hmm.
Who is accused?
Mhm.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I get it. I'm just like these guys are like, you know, they were given your identities and told to go arrest you.
Yep.
Like it's
That's a
not
good
personal for
question.
them.
Yeah.
In any case, Cuspid is your turn.
Cuspid steps a little here to get Cora inside her darkness aura,
Mm-hmm.
and hucks her second magic stone at the uh, fellow who's fighting Kneecap.
Okay.
Do I get
14.
advantage because he can't see me?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
No better.
I was
Unfortunately. Well, so Cuspid can see through the darkness. You can't.
That's right. I can't. I
Yeah.
cannot.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
I have to
Yeah.
move out every time.
Right.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, a 14 is not enough. It clinks off of their spiky armor.
Wink.
Yeah.
All right. Malleus.
I
Can
I just want to say that I think it's pretty obvious, audio wise, like by hearing that everybody knows that Kneecap is raging.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
If they're not within range.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm just out. It's 10-foot radius for Kneecap.
You are out of it right
Yeah.
now.
Okay. For now, it's like, oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
10-foot radius or 5-foot radius?
10.
10 foot.
10-foot
Yeah.
radius. Okay.
Yeah.
Malleus.
All right. What I want to do is grab Cora and pull her away.
Well, I mean, so you can give it a shot. I would say make a perception check.
Okay. Yeah, perception check to see if I can find her.
Right. Yeah.
Might
Right.
wind up grabbing one of the harmonics.
Mhm.
Nope. 9. No idea where
Yeah,
she is.
I think
Damn it.
you only have a general sense of direction, not enough to kind of grab at her.
Yeah.
I won't make you use your action for that though.
Okay. General sense of direction. Can I fire off a ray of frost at the?
You would be
At the
attacking
guy
at
who was-
disadvantage, but yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can do it disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't roll a 1, please.
Mhm.
Okay, disadvantage was a 14, so no.
Yeah, unfortunately, no.
But it was not a 1.
It was not. It was not. Well done. I knew you could do it. I knew you could avoid rolling a 1.
The way the dice have been rolling
yeah.
today, I did not have that faith.
Okay. Radius.
Oh boy. All right. First off, that he's got a 10-foot reach, so I'm going to boop, boop. Wait. Yep. There we go. And does he look banged up, or is he okay?
The one by Kneecap is bloodied. The other one that you can see is hurt a little tiny bit, but not much.
Alrighty. Well, let's see here. What do I got?
Concentrate fire.
Well, if that's the case, then ooh, do I want to? You know what? I'm not going to use those. I'll save those just in case because they seem to hit hard. I'm going to firebolt him and try to get Kneecap away from him with his firebolts.
Okay.
That's a 7. That did it.
Nope. Alas.
Nah.
These guys are pretty armored up.
Yep. And I will. Actually, do I have a bonus action? How banged up are you, Kneecap?
Oh, I'm pretty decent.
Okay.
I might be in trouble if he gets a hold of me again, but at this moment, I'm okay.
All right. Then I will just go back into the darkness.
All right. Tarsus.
Okay. Let's keep doing what we like to do. We will move to here, 10 feet. We will shoot him with a force arrow, or attempt to anyway.
Mhm.
That is only a 12, so that will not succeed.
No.
We'll move back into the darkness.
All right. It is their turn now. The one that you were yelling who at, Kneecap, just says, "The Harmonium issued an arrest warrant for you. You're the ones making it difficult." And he's going to try to zap you again. Gets a 15 to hit.
Miss.
All right.
Nice.
The one that is right there by you, Cora, if he had to make an attack roll, it would be a disadvantage. But last we left, you were holding your hands out, right?
Yeah.
I think he puts dimensional shackles on you.
Okay. Not that I'd be able to move away anyway, but sure.
Well, so
oh, that's right. Dimensional shackles is like.
Well, it means you can't teleport out of them. Is basically what it means.
Yeah.
Your hands are bound and can't teleport out. Okay. That's that one. This guy over here, this other one, is looking frustratedly at the darkness, and just saying, "Resisting just makes you look more guilty."
Resistance is useless. Oh God, no, God, old trick is gonna
and this one he's gonna try to get Kneecap also because he can't see anybody else.
Okay.
That's a 22 to hit.
Oh, that absolutely hits.
Yeah, so that's going to be 11 piercing and 8 lightning damage, and of course you're restrained again.
Okay. 11 and 8, so 19 total.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he is in range now of the
Yes.
flame aura.
Yeah.
And Kneecap is yet again is now looking hurt.
Okay, so
oh boy.
Cora, it is your turn, but your hands are bound now in these shackles.
Right.
And I think this guy is seem like he tells you to stay put, but he, and you can't really see him, but it sounds like now that he's got those on you, he thinks he's done with you. You
Okay.
surrendered. You're the good one.
I am going to crawl over to where I've heard our little barbarian.
Mm-hmm.
Reach out, see if I can touch him.
I think I mean, you kind of moved yourself on under Radius's token.
Nope.
So like, I think moving in that direction, you would bump into your friends before you would get to
Oh.
Mhm.
him.
Oh, and I can't see him because I'm in the darkness,
No.
so I can't healing word him. I'm just gonna stay where I am. I can't. Like, I can't see him.
The shackles do prevent you from doing any somatic spell components.
Oh,
Healing word's just verbal.
I don't remember, but just letting
oh
you
no,
know.
there's somatic for cure wounds. Healing wound doesn't. Healing word doesn't, but I'd have to like see him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Kneecap, it is your turn. Those two guys are going to take their 2 fire damage, I assume.
Yes.
Hot one, in it.
Yep.
All right.
And I have some damage coming into me, right?
Oh yes, you're right.
Oh,
Okay, that's going to be another 5 lightning
Okay.
damage.
Feel that. Okay. Yeah. I am going to. I'm just gonna go all in on the guy holding me with
Okay.
the
So
and
it is the less
reckless.
hurt one that currently has you restrained.
Or the guy in front of me.
Sure. Yeah.
Right.
So you can make your attacks against him with disadvantage.
I'm gonna do reckless to cancel that out.
All right.
That is a 20 for
okay.
12 damage plus my rage. So that'd be +2, so
Do
14.
you get the rage damage on top of the flaming aura? I thought it was instead.
Oh, Baker's 20, you mean? I think that's what we're using now
Yeah.
for that name.
Yeah,
Baker's
Baker's 20.
Well, but yeah. So I might be wrong, but I thought the flaming aura takes the place of the rage damage. I might be wrong. Tell me if I am.
No, it still says I get +2 melee damage.
Okay, sure. So it is how much total?
That was 14.
Okay, yeah, you did a.
Then-
He is not down, but he's pretty hit. He's pretty hurt. He's like
And then-
he's
Gonna do
wobbling on his feet.
my bonus action with my sickle.
Okay.
Oh, 24 for 5 total.
Yeah, you take that one out.
And could I have that be non-lethal?
Yeah, if you want.
Just-
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
He's down, but not dead.
Yeah, he collapses.
Turn to him and say, "Who in charge?" And just kind of feeling the electricity.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. All right. Cool. Cuspid.
All right. Yeah, I've got I'll throw the last stone at the guy on the left.
Okay. This is turning out to be a tougher encounter than I expected, partly just because it ended up happening without you having taken a long rest, since you
Yeah.
fought the other things.
Yeah.
That
Oh, nice.
24 should be
Yeah,
sufficient.
it sure is.
8 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And as a bonus action, I'll cast Magic Stone again.
Okay. All right. Malleus.
Okay. All right.
You guys are going to make me break out the molars, aren't you?
Yeah, probably.
Sorry.
All right. So Cora's gotten closer to us. I'm gonna try and bump into her.
Sure. Yeah, I think you can you know where she is.
Okay. I'd like to try and get her out of the dimensional shackles.
Okay, that is going to be, you're going to have to do it at disadvantage because, of course, you're doing it in the dark. Let me
Okay.
pull up what the DC is. So you would be doing your thieves' tools.
Mm-hmm. Dex or
Okay,
intelligence.
wow. Huh. Okay, well, thieves' tools is the thieves' tools.
Yeah.
Which would usually be Dex.
Okay.
Um,
That's fine.
Interesting. The dimensional shackles don't have a DC for picking them. Let me see if what makes sense for these guys. Let's see. I think they're pretty tough. I don't have a DC, so I'm going to pick that they are a 20 because they're tough.
Okay.
And unfortunately, you're doing it in the dark. You know
Yep.
what? I will ease up. I will say that it's a 17.
Okay. So I'm doing it at disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
DC 17.
Yeah.
I just looked up ordinary manacles. Ordinary manacles, the lock DC is 15.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah. So 14 does not work.
no, unfortunately not.
Okay. And
Yeah.
yeah, his thought process there is A, get the healer out of, or the obvious healer out of
Mhm.
manacles, and B, those are really spiff and cool manacles I want to set.
Yeah. Sure.
Oh, is that Malleus's
Okay.
ideas?
All right. Radius.
Alrighty. One down, two to go.
Mm.
Hopefully. So I will move here. Well, actually, I'll move here.
Okay.
And I don't have much left. Yeah, I'm gonna just firebolt this guy because
Okay.
I don't think anybody else can CC him. Nice. 21 to hit, but
Yeah.
that is 2 damage, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's how it is sometimes.
Damage is
Yeah.
damage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He says something in abyssal and steps back into the darkness.
Sure.
This darn GM.
Yeah.
Hitting us before we'd had a nap.
GM's prerogative.
I'm trying to keep the session moving along. The adventure is happening around you.
Yabba dabba.
No, it's fine.
All right, Tarsus, it is your turn.
Okay, so Tarsus will move to here, and we'll shoot. We'll shoot with a force arrow at the. Because you're still holding that thing, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah. It's
Oh, okay. How are your hit points? Let me change.
Oh,
things.
I'm pretty low.
Okay, so instead I will cast my last cure light wounds on you instead to give you a little more chance at life.
Okay.
Oh, maximum 8. There you go.
Nice.
Okay.
And we'll move back into the darkness.
okay.
I have no more spell slots.
Okay. It is their turn. The one that's got you restrained, Kneecap, is looking down at you, and saying, "There's an easier way to meet the person who sent me to arrest you." But he is going to. You are so technically what he is doing is a new attack, but it's at advantage because you're restrained already from the first one.
Okay.
So that's a 21 to hit.
Oh yes, absolutely.
So for that to be another 10 piercing damage and 6 lightning damage. But if you are if that brings you to 0, you are automatic, like it's treated as non-lethal damage.
Oh, I'm at 1.
Okay. All right. Well. All right.
Oh God.
Okay, so and then the other one is trying to ease himself. He felt you move away, Cora, but he's like, I think he first moves up here, and I'm gonna have him make. I'm gonna have him make a perception check. Um, actually, let's do this the other way. Yeah, I'm gonna have him make an intelligence check because what I want is for him to try to use the placement of the darkness to get at least a general sense of where you are, Cuspid.
Sure.
Um,
I realized that
Yeah.
that was a danger when the
Yeah.
aura moved with me.
and
Uh-huh.
yeah, and so he says, "Now let's see," and he gets a 15, which I think is going to be enough for him to move in and make his attack with disadvantage, trying to get you. But that's only an 11 to hit, which probably doesn't hit.
Does not hit.
Okay, Cora.
Um,
Seems like your friends are pretty determined to fight this out,
yeah.
unless you want to try to persuade them to take some other course.
Yeah. Yeah, no one has suggested to Tarsus we
Yeah,
should stop and surrender. It's like,
Or
Yeah.
I mean-
run for that
or
matter.
run. Yeah, so it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, he's
um,
fighting because everyone else is
I
fighting. No
I
one's-
mean, what Cuspid knows is once you knock the cops out, then you run. So
I mean,
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
That's not fair.
there's no
Yeah.
That scans for Malleus.
Yeah.
So can I at least tell that someone that the guy who put the shackles on me came up next to me?
Yeah, I mean, you can like hear him moving around. If you wanted to attack, it would be at disadvantage, but you have a sense that he's there.
Oh, I still also have the
manacle law.
manacles on.
Yeah.
Kick him in the knees. It's fine if you don't want to do anything.
Yeah, like particularly with still having the shackles on,
Mhm.
I am going to like kind of feeling because I had been on my knees still. I haven't gotten up. I'm going to crawl away like slowly, so that'll use up my action and such.
Okay. I
And a
think.
disengage action would mean he doesn't get a swat at you.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Disengage.
Yeah. All right, that works. Okay. Kneecap, it's your turn, but you're gonna take lightning damage.
Oh boy.
Well, any number and I'm out.
Okay.
Oh no.
Yeah. So.
Yeah,
that-
he had 1 hit point left.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's four though.
Yeah,
But
and-
so I think
Wait, yeah.
Hey, Sleepy.
I think if any of you could see it, what you would see is that it zaps, and as soon as Kneecap goes limp, the little lightning thing like shuts off. And so that is that's your turn.
Yeah, that's my turn.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I went ahead and put myself at 3 successful saves. Just
Yeah, you are stable, just unconscious. Okay, Cuspid.
Okay. This guy who swung at me is got my attention, and I'm not sure what to say to him as I huck another stone. Should be an advantage.
Okay. Yeah, it would be an
Nope.
advantage, but only an 11.
Nope, only 11.
Okay.
Boing!
maybe you
Bounces
could
on.
maybe you could try and explain to them that we have no idea who you are beyond some form of police.
No, wait, I mean, we don't know who they are. It's like, are you trying to tell us that you're some kind of a legitimate authority around here?
If you say that,
Yeah.
all right, great. Malleus, your turn.
All right, Malleus is also going to take the disengage action because he is within 10 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to kind of sort of stumble his way up this way. Trying to be quiet.
Okay.
But yeah, away from this dude over here.
Sure. Okay. Radius.
Alrighty, guys, let's see if this works. I'm gonna move up here, and you see Radius point a hand at this guy, and he simply says, "Flee," and I cast
Oh.
command.
All right. Okay.
All right.
That's a wisdom save?
Yep, but
Yeah.
it ain't high. That's for
right.
sure.
No.
He rolled an 8.
Yes,
Nice.
DC was 11.
All right. All right. So on his turn, yeah, he like you watch, and as you say that, his eyes suddenly kind of turn glassy.
And thematically, he just fades back into the darkness.
Sure. All right, Tarsus.
All
Well,
right. So if I wound him when he's running, will that break that?
I don't think it does. No.
I don't think it does. No, this is.
But he's not a threat at the moment. The threat is
I
in
mean,
the dark.
yeah.
Yeah.
Would
But-
probably be better to grab.
Yeah,
Kneecap.
exactly. So I'm going to move here. I'm going to try to drag Kneecap
Yeah.
into the darkness with me.
I think you can do that.
Okay. Come along, Kneecap. Get into the darkness with me.
It would have made that contested if the guy hadn't been under command right now.
Right. Okay. Perfect.
Okay.
Sadly, I have no more healing
yeah.
spells to help.
So it is the enemy's turn. The one that you've hit command is he's gonna dash. Basically, he's one more off the end of the map, but he just runs off in that direction.
Mhm.
The other one is gonna try again to zap Cuspid.
Okay.
But that's only an 8 to hit. And
That does not hit.
he just says, "The Harmonium is in charge of law enforcement in Sigil. Yes, we're an actual authority. And you will respect that authority."
Respect
Does
my
he have a
authority.
big
Oh
stick?
my god. Oh
Oh,
no.
yeah.
On South Park.
Oh,
And-
we just thought you were just another band of thugs like we've met several times since we've been here.
Does
And
that mean you're going to surrender?
well, I mean, it's not my turn.
Okay.
It's
So
gonna be my turn.
it
soon,
is
but-
Cora's turn.
I'm just not going to do anything because,
Maybe
like,
you could try and maybe use words to
Yeah,
to
I mean, you
explain
can.
explain to the harmonium that we don't.
okay,
I don't
It's-
think we're gonna be able to avoid being arrested.
yeah.
Or
It's like-
something.
Oh well, actually, kind of to everyone is like,
I mean,
Look.
to be fair, as much violence as we've admitted, no one's dead.
Yeah.
yeah, but I have one first spell slot left.
Well, listen.
And
I mean,
so
look.
you
If
keep
you
fighting.
if you all want to surrender to arrest, that is 100% a way this adventure can go. I'm not trying to dissuade
Yeah.
you from that.
It's like,
But you also, like, you haven't really even tried like any other thing. It is
Yeah.
probably, you get the impression from these guys that, like, they are following orders here. They are not empowered to make decisions over who
Yeah.
they do or do not arrest. However,
it's
there
like,
are things like, do you have the right person? There are, like, oh, I saw
Yeah.
them run that way, like.
Yeah.
and it's
um,
like, how do you know it's?
Honestly,
I will like ask. So as far as we know, we haven't done anything wrong. Why in the world? Who, like, how do you know we're the ones you're looking for? And I will do that for my turn.
All right, and And yeah, so you can make a persuasion check to have them like treat that as a serious question.
22.
That's pretty good. Okay. Um. All right. So, Kneecap, you are unconscious. Cuspid.
Um,
If you
I
want
will.
to,
I will.
Yeah, you heard Cora just make a pretty good attempt to maybe de-escalate this.
I will drop concentration on darkness.
Okay.
And uh, and say, and I'm going to say to Cora, like, folks like me don't usually do too well when we're arrested. And
I can help you with that.
all right, we'll go quietly, but no manacles. And I'll dismiss the hammer.
Okay. All right. Malleus, what do you do?
Nothing. We're
Okay.
we're trying to de-escalate.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
So,
Okay. So Radius and Tarsus, you have an opportunity to do something other than cooperate with this new plan.
Tarsus will cooperate.
That's fine.
somebody pick up. The
I
weapon.
have,
will,
I have
um,
you. I have you. I have you.
Mm-hmm.
I will carry
Yeah.
you if necessary.
Yeah, and to be fair, I don't know how you'll react if I heal you awake, so I'm not going to do that. But yeah, I will coincide with my compatriots here.
All right. So they, the one that ran away walks back looking a little bit sheepish. And then the other one just says,
I will, it's like, if I may, so the unconscious guy,
mhm.
I'm going to, like, it's like if you could take off the hand and take these off, I can heal your friend, your compatriot here.
The one here looks at him and sees that he's unconscious and just says, he'll be all right. Now,
Okay.
listen, you're doing the right thing by surrendering. I'm afraid it's protocol that everyone being arrested must be in manacles.
Instead of arrested, how about, like, we're willingly coming in for whatever questioning. Why does it have to be an arrest?
Because we received an arrest warrant, and he opens a document that has a pretty good, well, actually, let me, because there's some information on this.
yeah, Malleus wants to take a really good look at that piece of paper.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need a lawyer.
I'm trying to remember if there was specific information here. Yeah, so they've got a scroll that says arrest warrant and has a lot of smaller text, and then there are images of each of you that look like hastily drawn caricatures, and yet the combination of individuals seems unlikely to be coincidence.
All right. Is there anything in that warrant stating that we have to be in shackles?
Arrest warrant, arrest protocol says shackles. But look, if you're so convinced that these charges are not legitimate, you'll be free to explain that to the magistrate when we get there.
So what are the charges? You just said crimes against
Violating the laws of the multiverse.
what laws?
They look at each other as that's not our, we just got the arrest warrant. They'll
Shouldn't
explain that to you at the.
shouldn't the arrest warrant actually explain what laws we violated?
They'll explain all of that to you at the high courts.
See, this is why you never
Yeah, this-
surrender to the cops.
Yeah, this is what Radius just says. We should have just killed them.
Then they would just keep sending more after us and more.
But
They're
this-
nodding.
And Radius looks at them both and says, "Yeah, but this is a city that collects corpses, and if we just make more corpses, we get more money."
All right, look, it's pretty clear that that we're at an impasse here. So I hope you got a lot of manacles.
Oh, we got manacles. So I think they are, so long as you are not resisting anymore, they are reasonably gentle with the manacles. And they are not like pushing you anymore. Like they.
I would like to sleight of hand
Okay.
a lockpick into my up my sleeve where I can get to it.
Okay.
One, it would be appropriate to the lock on these things, before I get taken.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what they do is.
Oh,
What? Oh, that's a natural one.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
So I think what happens is you are trying to sleight of hand and it slips out and goes tink 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 tink. And they say, "What's this?"
no idea.
Toothpick. You see the whole tooth thing?
She
Is
smiles.
dental pick.
Yeah, and he's like, "Well, I like that then," and he starts using it as a toothpick. So what they do is they actually sort of escort you to like one of the roads, like the nearby roads, like out of the sort of crowded plaza, and they're encouraging everyone else who's watching to kind of disperse. And then you watch as a carriage gets brought up that has a big sort of like lockable container at the bottom.
Ah, the paddy wagon.
Yeah, and you see that there is another there's a what looks like a human in the same armor that is driving it, and they say, "All right, now old Jospert's going to take you to the high courts. Don't resist; they'll treat you proper, and you'll get all this sorted out." And so they load you into that wagon. It is just you in the back of it. No, none of them are in there. But you have like a little barred window where you can see the driver. And as he starts pulling away, you get a couple of blocks where it's quiet. But then the driver kind of like leans down a little bit so he can talk to you through the window, and just says, "I represent an individual who would like to speak with you before you are taken to the high courts. I can unlock your shackles. Is this something that would be of interest to you?"
Oh, good God, yes.
You got my
Affirmative.
attention.
Yeah, I thought so.
Kneecap just snores.
I
It's still unconscious.
I don't have any healing spells, buddy.
Well,
Yeah.
I used 2 after my missed
it's
arrow.
like honestly, I was kind of waiting to be like have my hands free to use my last cure light.
All right, so I think this carriage is riding for a while, and it is taking you kind of back towards the lower ward. You are passing through the ladies' ward, which is up here where the high courts are, but then into the lower ward where there's a lot of smoke. You hear a lot of more industrial sounds, and then you pull up outside. Like an old tenement building, And this person comes back around and opens the back of it and just says, I'm going to show you into this safe house and unlock you.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have to drive the carriage away so that it won't trace you back to here.
Understood.
And then I will return. And I do hope that you will be here when I do.
Mm-hmm.
The
We hope we
harmonium
will be
won't
too.
the harmonium won't stop looking for you unless you have protection of the sort my patron can provide for you.
Sure.
And he unlocks your shackles and guides you inside this building. And it's a little, rat hole safe house. Like it's a dirty, crappy, beat up apartment, but it looks like it has places that you could lay down and
Okay.
get some rest.
I
And
am going to. I'm going to immediately start looking around for spy holes and other indications that we might be overheard.
sure, go ahead and make an investigation check. He has left you in that room, and you hear the carriage pulling away.
Mm-hmm.
Only a 5, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure. Like, there are lots of holes here that might be for all sorts of things.
All right. So,
Rats, cockroaches.
so I'm gonna bring everybody over, kind of,
Mm-hmm.
and whisper. All right. If it hasn't occurred to you, that was mighty convenient. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
would
Yeah.
not put it past someone to arrange for the arrest in the first place in order to put us in this situation. So
Mm-hmm.
let's keep that in mind when this person comes back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did
That
someone
was
heal me before you get to that?
Mildred, I
Yeah,
thought.
I'm
Yeah.
going to do a cure light once,
Yeah.
like,
What the shackles have been removed.
all
Yeah.
right.
Basically, I just want to make sure that Kneecap could have heard that.
9.
Okay, so
Um,
Kneecap just what? Huh?
right. So it's probably about 15 minutes before they return. Would you be doing anything else in the meantime?
Kneecap is taking time, just looking all around, you know, doing. Not sure what he's looking for, but he's just looking around for anything weird or interesting, or yeah.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Yeah. I think Malleus will join you if you wanted to do like an investigation check of your own.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, okay.
Yeah. Do it at advantage.
Okay. Yeah.
A 6.
Okay. Yeah. So
I find something that might be some really old crumbs that
yeah. What you find is that this place is a dump.
Mhm.
But it is perhaps a dump that is not known to some people, and might be safe for the moment. And so after a while back, this harmonium peacekeeper in the same red armor, but kind of blonde human with a buzz cut, returns and just says, "Good. I'm glad that you're still here.
Mhm.
Looks like you're all a little worse for wear, and so
Affirmative.
you'll be safe to rest here for the night. But then I would like to introduce you to someone. But first, I'm going to turn you over to my colleague, Pharaoh. You can trust them." And then you watch as they kind of fiddle with a ring on their hand, and they transform as though with like a disguise illusion into a dark elf. And I'm now going to give you a handout for Pharaoh, this uh, this dark elf. Oh,
Little
actually,
mama
it's
bear.
interesting. That was a different artwork than I expected because there's actually, yeah, here we go. There's a different handout I'm going to give you, Pharaoh and Jospert Plum, that shows the two different appearances.
Versions of him.
Yeah.
Oh wow, interesting.
All right. So this dark elf, Pharaoh, now looks you over, giving all of you kind of a once over, almost like they're meeting you for the first time.
Kneecap is right up to him and just looking at me. Different person?
Yeah, that's how it works. So, my mate Jospert says that you all are smart and willing to listen to an offer that could profit you.
Affirmative.
Good. You can rest here the night. I'll stay with you. And tomorrow, we'll travel to meet Shemeska. She's very powerful here in the city, and I think she can tell you a little bit about what you've got going on with that whole
Do
thing
you
you're
have
doing.
something similar?
What do you mean?
Different versions or entirely different people?
You mean Jospert?
You? Yeah.
I am not Jospert. I am Pharaoh.
Oh, you both were. He was here until a second ago, and he did something with a ring. So
Yes, that was Jospert. I'm Pharaoh.
I was
Okay.
wondering if you have some sort of multiverse weirdness going on like we do.
No.
Okay, so different weirdness. Got it.
The Harmonium are not going to stop looking for you. So when we go to meet Shemeska, we're going to travel through the Undersigil. It's a little dangerous, but I know the way.
All right. Well, let's see this person.
So then, for now, get some rest. Tomorrow, I think we'll be able to get you some answers.
Oh, so
See.
this is
We'll
weird.
Oh.
All right.
Very weird.
Cuspid,
Oh, go ahead.
Cuspid unrolls her bedroll and pulls out her fancy embroidered pillow and takes a little pile of teeth and puts it underneath the pillow.
All right.
Kneecap does the usual chatter to no one that whoever roomed with him before saw or heard.
Mhm.
And yeah.
All right.
But I think Christiana wants to do something.
Well, no, I was just going to say we're at 10 o'clock, so I think this is probably a good
Yeah.
point to
Right.
go ahead and end our session for tonight. But I hope you enjoyed, and then we'll find out more about Pharaoh and maybe Shemeska next time when we return for more adventure on so many levels.
So many
So many levels.